Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our Small Creators Roundtable. I am Lainey, as you all know, and here's my co-host, Jimmy Reyes. And today we've got an awesome panel with a fantasy focus. I love that this is like another fantasy show. We've had a few of these Small Creators Roundtables that are very fantasy oriented. So I'm excited for this. We have Crystal McGee. Welcome.
Hey,
Jay.
how's everybody doing?
Yeah, what's up? We have Jay and also Brent. That I just met, but I remember your name, Brent Turner. And we have some awesome projects to show everyone. The links to everybody's projects are in the description. We have the Good Night, the Atlas of Cydonia.
Yep.
And we have Vigilantes Creed. So those are the campaigns that we will be looking at today. Awesome. So let's just jump right into things. I think since it's a pretty small roundtable today, everybody let's give everyone like 30, 35 minutes-ish to talk about their books, and we'll just go around the table. And if you want to hang out later, then that's totally fine. It's a really cool show. I mean, like chill, no pressure. All right.
Awesome. I was doing it.
Sounds good.
And Silent Bob, you notice I was real quiet. I just like
Just the
yeah, you were being all smooth about it, like, hey, everyone.
Well, everyone was like, "When's the show gonna start? It's late." And they go, "Well, it's Jimmy. He's doing his hair." And it's like, "Yeah, how did you guys know? I had to fix my hair before the show, but my facial hair."
It is always Jimmy. I blame Jimmy for our shows being late. It's not like I'm late to every single show that I do or anything. Senor Spielbergo for 10. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad people remember that I read traditional Chinese, not simplified Chinese. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. 艾琳，你读完我的信息后露出了美丽笑容，比我感谢恩的$5更有价值，这是$10给你。Thank you. My Chinese name, you didn't say Andre, but Eileen is fine. That's also, I mean, that works for Irene. But I have another Chinese name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Thank you so much, Senor Spielbergo. I appreciate you. Let me say hi to you.
Translating that for us. We'll take your word on that.
It's
all Chinese to us.
Well, nobody else here speaks Chinese?
Well, I thought that was going to be part of initiations. Just like, hey, translate this. No.
I can say thank you. Shishi. Oh, I learned when I was there. So
nice. It's more like xie.
Yeah, which sounds even awesomer. Shit.
No, Chinese sounds very weird and angry, so it's fine. You don't have to. I won't be insulted.
I've been on a kick now, watching a lot of movies in Mandarin with subtitle.
Oh, yeah. There's so many good ones, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna freak Rini out one of these days. I'm gonna learn one of the words, but it's gonna be something naughty. I know it. You know,
probably
the most fun.
Probably, or I just won't know what you're talking about. If you have, because it's hard to pronounce. Chinese is hard to pronounce, but if you get it right, I'll be very impressed. So
it is. All that matters to me is just I can pronounce the menu properly. You know what I mean? I want to pronounce like, you know.
Got to get that food.
You got to get the menu right.
Yeah,
that's the number one priority. I mean, no joke though. I'm trying to learn Spanish, and being able to order food is a top priority.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
right. Because if I can order food, and I live like a really Hispanic area, so there are restaurants where you go in, they speak Spanish to you unless you tell them not to. So I'm like, I gotta, actually learn how to really speak.
Favorite prank and joke to do every time. You guys should do this every time you go to a Chinese restaurant. They give you the Chinese calendar menu, and you look at it. It's got a chicken, a horse, and it has the year underneath that you were born. So next time they put that placemat down on the table, just ask them and go, "Oh, is this the menu?" It's got the horse on it, the dog.
That is terrible. I dare you. Do it and film it, and
put it on TikTok.
We'll all be in attendance at your funeral.
I know, right? I'll be dancing in the restaurant.
It'll be worse than that. All right. Anyways, let me see. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa. Oyasumi, or I guess that would be goodbye, good night. So, konnichiwa.
Fellow Winnipegger right there.
What?
He's from Winnipeg. He lives in the same city as us.
Oh, how there! I didn't know that. Cool. Where's
Yeah.
the bathroom? Yeah, the first things I learn in every language are where's the bathroom, where's the airport. I learned to count so I can pay for shit, and I'm like, I want that, so I can just point at a menu and be like, "Kore." Tsuga. Esse. Anyways, hello everyone in chat. Snafu, the horror one, Maroney, Holy Hand Grenades. We've got all our regulars here. All right, thank you guys for being here with us. And if my awesome mods can post links to everyone's campaigns as we go through them, that would be really great. I will try to stay on top of pinning them one by one. And I suppose we will just start in order of how I added everybody and in order of arrival. So we will start with Crystal McGee and the Good Night.
Awesome.
So as I'm pulling, let me pull up your campaign. And while I'm doing that, why don't you let everybody know who you are, where you come from, and like how did you get about to doing this project?
Yeah. So, hey everybody in the chat. My name is Crystal McGee. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. I currently reside in Texas, so that's pretty cool.
I like you
Quite the weather change.
Right.
Well,
less snow, I assume.
Exactly, dude. All the snow and like visiting Canada all the time was fun. But it snows a little bit different from the heat because like if you're trying to get somewhere and there's a snowstorm, that kind of sucks. But anywho, I am a writer and script doctor. So if you don't know what a script doctor is, I'm kind of like a shadowy figure behind the scenes working on scripts. And I also do ghostwriting and writer's room stuff for different companies, production
You're a lurker?
companies.
Is that what you're telling
Yeah.
us? Oh, you fit right
I'm
in.
a ghost.
That's
I
what
don't
we like to do.
exist.
Exactly. You're a lurker. Oh, so how long have you been doing this? This is not your first writing.
So I did that like right out of high school. I actually won a writing competition with a production company, and I just kind of started working for them, and then I got with another company, and they just kind of give me scripts. I go through story structure, all that good stuff, and just kind of do that. And then if there's ghostwriting, I'm your guy. So
Hey. How do you
there's
feel?
a script that somebody's slacking on because they got like wasted at 3 a.m. I'm the one they call.
Traditional writer. Well, how do you feel right now about the writers' strike that's going on in Hollywood because of AI?
Yeah. So I can't say all too much on it, except for that it sucks that more up and coming writers are kind of hurt by this, and that people that want to work are kind of barred from working in certain ways.
Wow.
So that always sucks, that aspect of it, as well as there are some unrealistic expectations that writers kind of want. And then there's unrealistic expectations from studio.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a clashing of clans. And I mean, this kind of happens every so often. There's new renegotiating. So yeah, just rough if, you're in the middle of something and you can't change it. Like, I mean, the Deadpool script, Ryan Reynolds can't like ad lib. That's like against the strike. So
wow.
if the new Deadpool kind of sucks and there's no ad libbing, and like that's why, guys, he literally can't, or he'll get in trouble.
Wow. I mean, back in the
with
day,
the
like,
writer's guild.
like
I know.
Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau, like two of the greatest team in comedy. Their best stuff was when they were
Mhm.
ad-libbing. You know, they
I
were.
know, dude.
It was just it
And
was organic. It was
it
awesome.
does. And I mean, something like Deadpool, where they definitely do that quite a bit. Like,
Yeah.
and a lot of times, if you are a writer that's on set and engaged, you're kind of there for those rewrites that sometimes happen on the spot. So, like, if, for example, Ryan Reynolds says something, he ad libs it, he's like, oh, that's cool, but can we change this? Okay, do it again. And then they do it. Sometimes writers are like hands off, you kind of just turn in the script, and then other times they might have you on set. It just kind of depends on if it's a movie, if it's for TV, how much involvement they kind of want with that. But the AI stuff is pretty crazy because there's companies, like big companies, that are actually using AI currently to
Oh
write
no,
scripts. I'm not gonna like name names, but you can
insane.
probably guess.
It's not shocking though. I mean, the quality, it kind of is evident if
Uh-huh.
you
And
really look
it,
how bad.
yes, dude. And so there is something that I absolutely hate in my day to day, and I'm probably gonna butcher it, but it's the Bechdel test. And
Oh,
it started, it's kind of like a joke, but execs and studios and production companies took it serious. So if there's a script that I'm editing or one for the writer's room, like that stuff will go into software and it'll basically tell you if you passed or failed the Bechdel test. And it's so easy to fail any like let's say like Lord of the Rings, right? Iconic. That's
mhm.
a failing grade for like every single film.
Jeez.
And I tell people that it's so difficult where there's certain scenes that you can't get around it and you just kind of auto fail and they don't look into it. So like for example, if there was a scene where there was a mother that had like terminal cancer diagnosis and she was talking to her son and she's like or her daughter rather, let's say she's talking to her daughter and saying, hey, you're the oldest, can you make sure to take care of like your younger brother and your dad, right? Well, the Bechdel test, if there's a female character talking about another male character with a female character, that can give you deductions. And you could fail just for that.
Oh my
Wait,
So
god.
there's
I,
some times that I can't get
that's so
around it.
silly.
And so then all the notes start coming in and it's like you failed the test.
But there's
That's
no
absurd.
there's no
And it's
AI
like
in the
and
good night, right?
they won't listen to you. It's like you can try to explain what I just explained to you, like the test is faulty and it's not letting me write this scene, and it has nothing to do with like the screen time of women. It's like this is important to the story, but they don't care.
Wait, but if a woman is on screen, doesn't matter what she's. It's like, are we not allowed to have men in our lives? It's so weird. Also, as far as I know, the Bechdel test started out as a
It's
joke.
a joke, yeah.
It was a
But
joke, and they're taking it
this
seriously.
that is like their Bible, okay? Like your script, like is just like tossed in the wind
Is this part
if
of
it's
that
not passed.
made up position in Hollywood where it's called what is that where they filter for to make sure inclusive, or what's that position they
Like
Oh,
a sensitivity.
like
diversity,
sensitivity?
inclusion.
Yeah,
ESG
is
and
this the software they those people that are using in the sensitivity department?
Sensitivity software.
Yeah.
I mean, like those types of people are using it, but also execs, people reading your scripts. It's just kind of like a very commonplace for certain individuals and companies. Like
Oh
it's
my
not the
god.
same everywhere, but it is very common occurrence to
right.
run into that.
And that's why we got
And
good writing in the good
yeah,
night.
oh, thank you.
But you know where you won't find that? Right here. Our story comes
exactly. Oh, but as far as comics, I got like way sidetracked on that. My
No,
bad.
it's cool. It's so interesting. I don't think we've had anyone come on who has actually worked on movies and on movie scripts, so that's a great perspective.
Yeah. Plus, the
Yeah,
viewers want to get to know you. And this is giving them
awesome.
a peek into
Mm-hmm.
what you do. And yeah.
Very nifty. Yeah. And so, as far as comics are concerned, though, I got into comics at a very young age through my dad. He has probably one of the biggest comic collections with some impressive issues that you just wouldn't believe. He's been collecting since he was a kid,
Wow.
but
What a good dad. He raised you
I
right.
know he just kind of passed all of that on to me, and I kind of gravitated more towards like Marvel or indies. So like Ninja Turtles was pretty big fave of mine. Anything Spider-Man, I'm down for that.
Yeah. All right.
And so I love that, but I also love anime and manga and stuff like Akira was a big inspiration for the
Oh
Good
yeah.
Night in particular, along with stuff like Heavy Metal Magazine,
Wow.
Conan the Barbarian, stuff like that. I just absolutely love anything horror, like super grotesque. I absolutely love it. The
Wow.
nastier, the better, dude.
You had me at Texas, but
God.
now that you're talking about Conan and
Like,
I'm
dude,
liking
I
this even
like it
more.
nasty. Like, I want guts everywhere. That's what's
Yes!
up.
Let's all be best friends!
I know. And it's even cooler because in my comic, like you'll see Sir Alexander, he's a knight of the round table. He gets turned into a teddy bear by his former best friend. And then he gets pushed forward in time. I can't speak tonight. I haven't had enough coffee, but he
Oh, it's
essentially
fun.
gets pushed forward in time. You will see other members of the Round Table or Arthurian lore that will pop up. He basically, before he got pushed forward in time, he secured the Holy Grail and he was about to bring it back to an ailing King Arthur to kind of save him and bring him back to his former good health. But now King Arthur is kind of like in a magical sleep. So you'll kind of see, let's say, like some of the legends of Arthurian lore will pop back up in the story who are still, let's say, alive in present day.
Wow.
So it's very interesting. So
Oh,
if
I
you like
love that tracking.
Camelot 3000, it definitely has some of those vibes.
Wait, Camelot 3000. Now, that's something I haven't heard of. Is that
Ooh, that's DC.
that's a
So
DC book?
yeah,
Camelot
so
3000?
Camelot 3000, kind of the short of it is that all of the characters we love from Arthurian lore got reincarnated in the year 3000.
Oh,
And some of them get reincarnated in like female bodies, whatnot, and like it goes through all of the interpersonal like relationships and some of the knights like let's say like chemistry changes because some of them are female now and some are male, so it's like that causes a problem. And then like one guy that was good looking is now not good looking, and so there's all that
wow.
stuff that's at play. And you still have like Morgana and all the other stuff that's happening just
Wow.
far into the future.
Yeah, I know they did a couple of other series in the 3000s,
Hmm.
where they took different titles and they put them in the year 3000. I didn't know about Camelot. I got to go back. But then again, I not as big of a DC fan as I was Image
Hmm.
Comics and stuff like that. But
Yes, dude.
um, yeah, I'm definitely going back to
I
check that out.
absolutely love Spawn too.
Oh yeah.
That's still one of my faves. I keep up with that. That and like I'm haven't like it's tough because the new stuff that's out is like utter dog water, and the only stuff that's good is like the indies stuff in CG.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like Ronin. That is like
Yeah, that was actually
my
pretty
jam. That's the only new thing that like I got hyped about.
good.
Everything
did look
else is
good.
like a CG book.
So,
Mhm.
who's the artist on your project?
So the interior art is a wonderful artist from Brazil, Francisco Narde. And he actually does a mixed media approach to these interior pages. So he'll start off on canvas. He'll use stuff like charcoals, watercolors, etc. A little bit of like everything. It's quite the mixing pot. And then he will bring it over into Photoshop and we'll kind of both tweak it until you get the pages that you see before you now on screen.
Yeah, it seems like there's a realistic base, or there's a probably a reference or a photo base or some kind of model base, but not in a bad way because they've integrated it and he's painted over it to make it look like almost like a black and white oil painting or something. It's really
Yes,
nice.
dude. I have so many original pieces just hanging up and in storage. It's wild.
Mm.
Pretty wild.
So this is wait, this is traditional? Is it
Yeah.
traditional?
So he does
Oh.
it on canvas to start.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually is
Because
traditional.
it's charcoals, and then he does everything like watercolors. He'll do oil paints. It really just kind of depends on the vibe because we had a page in the first issue that was kind of like an old washed up scroll, and that was more watercolors with charcoal. So he does literally everything. It's a mixing pot. He just throws it right in.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't
But
know this was traditional.
yeah, and the main cover is done by George Alexopoulos, and I really love the very cool
Oh,
like Batman the animated series vibe going on there.
You have got to address. I'm sure everyone's wondering what's up with the teddy bear.
So that is Sir Alexander, the knight that gets turned into a teddy bear. So
oh
he was originally a knight of the Round Table. He's kind of taking over the role of the Green Knight, mythos wise.
Oh yeah.
So he's kind of stepping into that role. But he was a man, now he's a bear.
Wow. Did you ever see the Sean Connery, the Green Knight, the Sean Connery
Yes,
version?
dude.
Oh, that was an
I
awesome,
did.
awesome
I
movie.
love Excalibur. That one is probably like my favorite Arthurian
Wow.
lore adaptation as far as the film is concerned.
Yeah, you can
currently.
feel the vibes. I mean, just
And then A24's The Green Knight is amazing.
yeah, you can see the inspiration
pretty
in
cool.
your book. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
So
good
are
stuff.
these all? I have a good friend who's really into Arthurian stuff, but I don't know that much. I wish she was on right now.
I
You
eat it
guys
up,
would.
dude. It's so
Oh, you guys
amazing.
would.
And there's
Chug.
so many different versions that it's really cool to just kind of grab different pieces of that and then kind of weave it into the narrative of my comic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still
So
worldwide.
still
It's in,
worldwide.
yeah, and John Malin both in the chat.
Well,
Yeah.
goddamn.
Yeah.
Well, hello, friends.
They're
Welcome.
both
Welcome.
flat earthers. So
No, not flatter.
We're open minded here.
I know
Flat earthers are
every
welcome.
time, like John at the end of his stream, he's like flat Earth, and then he deuces out. I'm like, no, cringe.
How am I throwing shade?
I love it.
I don't know about that. I'm not throwing any shade at all. Are these all Knights of the Round Table?
So, as far as in this cover, Sir Alexander is the only Knight of the Round Table present at this point. In the pages that you saw further up, like the color ones, it kind of shows Sir Alexander as a man before he gets turned into a teddy bear. Yeah.
Just
So
dashing.
he's that very good looking, yes, dirty blonde hair guy. Yeah.
got
That's
turned
Sir
into
Alexander.
Oh, that's great.
And that's his former friend that turned him into a teddy bear. And because he's trying to become immortal, and the Holy Grail helps out with that too. So there's a little bit of a beef going on. But everything that's like a flashback is in color. If it's not a flashback, it's not in color. So
Oh, interesting. That's the reverse of what you usually
Yeah.
see. But that's an interesting approach.
yep. So you for
Oh,
sure will see King Arthur at some point. You'll see Merlin, a couple others that I can't really say at the moment, but your faves will pop up, or some of them.
all right. Hi, Granda. So many regulars today. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us. We're talking about some indie comics today, and all the links for these projects are in the description. Everyone, please go check them out and back all these books. So I'm curious. From the people I know that are working on, I know several people are really into Arthurian Legends. I don't know that much about it. I'm sorry, but I've seen people kind of play with what the Holy Grail actually does. Is that a key part of your story?
Yes. So how it actually works is very important to the story. And there's also a question in chat about the teddy bear angle. It's just kind of like a emotional, like a, I don't know what you call it, like a gimmick, I guess. It's not. So it's interesting because this is kind of like a book that is aimed more at adults for the most part. I mean, it's mostly like blood and guts. This issue, we do have a full page spread that is, I'm trying to like tastefully nude. It's like nymphs, so there's not really much that can be done about that. Like nymphs are always basically just chilling.
Naked. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So
the
other than
waitress.
that, it's nothing that you wouldn't see at the art museum. Nothing like that's you wouldn't see an R-rated movie.
Nothing
But
you would find under between John Malin's mattresses. No,
yeah.
nothing.
Oh
But as
boy.
far as the teddy bear angle, and some people have asked me that, and I think that it's very integral to the story just because we have a younger master for Sir Alexander who's protecting him. And it's more of like the interpersonal relationship. So, like, for example, I had a teddy bear when I was young. His name was like Mr. Sleepy Bear. And he
Oh.
had like this little, like the cutest little blue nightcap and nightie. And it had like little stars all over it.
Oh yeah.
And
Wow.
like I would always imagine that he was like a knight and he would like protect me and whatnot, like dumb kid stuff. But
Oh.
as far like it's very hard to explain, but just us as people look for protection and look for comfort. And there's also like the values of a knight, and there's all that entails. So him being a bear is very integral to the story. He never changes back into a man. I know some people have asked that.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, not really spoiler, because we made it pretty clear in the first issue that he stays a bear. So this definitely isn't a gimmick. It's very ingrained in the story with the direction that we're taking it in. I can't really say too much because like
But he stays a
No,
bear.
don't want to
and that was a good answer for a really a non-question. A lot of the chat they just like to make wisecracks and poke. They're hilarious.
No worries.
Hey,
No,
that
like
was
it's
an interesting
genuine
question.
though. It's
Yeah.
genuine. It's a good question. It was just I was trying to dance around it without like giving spoilers.
Well done. Well done.
Because there are like struggles that he does have since he's like a teddy bear. Because he used to be like a ladies' man, and now that's not an option. So there are struggles that come from this
I mean,
transformation.
there's some
that is
people out
very
there that are
funny.
furries, and he's now furry. You know, he's still got a chance with the ladies.
no.
You know?
Oh no, I don't think that's what we're
Oh
aiming
no,
for here.
jeez,
But
no.
hey, you
That's
never
right,
know.
sorry.
Way cheap.
Oh God.
But our villainess, I absolutely love her. Her name is Queen Belladonna. She's the six
Oh, nice.
arm chick. And the whole reason that she has six arms is because her people are like spellcasters. So she can basically rattle off 3 spells at you when your one set of hands just got 1 spell out. So she's pretty dangerous. And you'll kind of find out about her backstory. And Sir Alexander's sort of like the new master that he's protecting, the young kid Jack. You're going to find out kind of some of the seedy back stuff that's going on with his dad and Queen Belladonna in their past, because Jack isn't fully human. He's actually half dragon, half human.
We see his
so he
and it's the
can. He's
bottom
a
half.
hybrid.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's his dad there.
Wow.
That's like half transformed. But if you go up, or was it up or down? I think up. So yeah, right there. So that's his dad in the comic with the wings spread out.
Oh.
That's what he looks like in the official, like, interior interpretation.
All
So
right.
he's pretty nasty. So half-breed dragons kind of look like that. The full-breed dragons look like the one that's right there in the center panel. Like more like a traditional dragon.
I see. Holy Hand Grenades has on top of a haunting avatar, an important question. Is the teddy bear filled with stuffing or skeletons and a skeleton and organs?
no stuffing, my dude. It's skeleton, yeah. Because when Sir Alexander, you'll see close-ups of his eyes, and it's very much like a human eye, just like very circular. Like, yeah, right there. Like, you'll see that his blue eyes still carry through from when he was a man. So it's yeah, and he even has like the fingers and everything. He's like, yeah, there's a skeletal system.
That panel is terrible. Like the feeling of horror as he realizes he's now a little teddy bear.
So is he not a teddy bear? He's just like a little bear.
It's more like a bear, like a little baby bear almost.
Yeah.
But he has like the Rey Mysterio moves, so he's gonna come off the top rope and do a little twirl in and kick you.
Oh my gosh!
I know, and his horse turned into a sword too. So poor horsey.
Interesting.
Bye horse.
Yeah. Well, does he have like a talk? Does a sword talk? Well, the horses don't talk. This is a stupid question. This is a very stupid question, Irene. But the sword is still a living thing.
Yeah, it's like an animal turned into a sword. Yeah.
Does the sword talk? Like he did when he was a horse?
No. No Dr. Doolittle here, guys.
This is really powerful magic. This is permanent polymorphing. I mean, I'm sorry.
So yeah, so like in our universe, some people have like permanent magic, and that's like really nasty people that you don't want to mess with, because that's like you're gonna get like turned into a frog permanently, or just like a puddle of mush. Because his friend could have literally just like blown him to pieces, but he's more like mocking him.
Like, no, they're going to turn me into a Democrat. No.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh boy.
That's so terrible.
Oh boy, just about. Well, so who is this friend?
McGee laughed at that. She's Texan like me. She gets it. We're. I mean, you can't throw a stick without hitting a conservative here in Texas. I mean,
I'm trying. I know. I lived in Texas. I lived in Austin, which is a hellhole. It's like the worst place now.
we have Austin's mini, California or something.
Austin's terrible. There's a wreck every time I drive through there.
Oh yeah.
The traffic is so bad.
You never thought about it? Every time you're driving through there's a wreck. You're the common denominator. The wires are always
Dude,
around
I
us when
haven't
I
even
drive
gotten like a speeding ticket. My record's clean, dude.
here. Hey, all right. Wow. Me too.
They
I've
can't
got a
catch
ticket.
me.
Yeah. I'm too fast.
Exactly.
Smoking ain't
Doing
getting
some
me.
Tom Cruise moves to get
We got
out of
more
there.
Texans in the chat. You just swerve around people and cause them to crash. That's my style. It works because I don't get in trouble. They do.
That is
That's
so
the
good.
Asian technique.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Fuck everybody else.
Well,
It's
isn't
just
that the
like,
Korean when you drive across like 3 to 4 lanes? That's
Yeah.
Ooh, well, we
That's
believe it.
what's-
We saw your
Because
intro,
it's
Rini.
nasty in California too. Like, dude, I would come from Lancaster and just go into LA. I was like, this is just like, no, I want to go back.
Oh, holy crap. Yeah, that's driving across like 4 lanes without looking. That's called
Yeah.
that move. Yeah, that's everywhere. So, welcome
Matt
Matt,
Barr.
DJD.
Hey.
So, we've got a bunch of more people joining us. Alex VRB. I know, right? They're the worst. Anyhow, so I forgot if you mentioned who is his friend?
So Sir Alexander's friend,
Yeah, is that
the guy with the red hair there. His name is King Mikkel, and he's kind of like Danish royalty. And their relationship is very complex, and they've known each other for a long time. So this is kind of like a big deal if your best friend, is stepping in the way of you and like your other best friend that's like King Arthur, and like, yeah, it's pretty big betrayal. Pretty
Yeah,
sucky.
yeah. I would think turning your friend into a little teddy bear is it's a big deal.
Yeah. And that's happening in the past. And when you see him, he hasn't changed all that much. We already showed in the first issue, like he sneaks up, like he's creeping. And he's even there in that little like fire picture right there. That's also King Mikkel. So he keeps making his presence known and just kind of like trolling Sir Alexander and his sad existence, or as he sees it. But yeah, he's just chilling and creeping, kind of.
You said
lurking.
first issue. So is this the second issue right now?
Yep, this is
Or
the second issue.
is there a tier to go back and get the first one?
Yeah,
as a bundle?
So that will be the physical book bundle, and that is limited currently. Anything that's left, once the floppies sell out, they're sold out. Our current thought process is that the collected volumes will just kind of keep going to print on that, but the floppies, once they're gone, they're kind of gone.
Wow.
So the comic bundle would be kind of like your catch-up tier. The MVP is if you want a CGC graded copy, which will also include a reader copy as well, so don't worry. Indiegogo didn't let me change it, but we do address that in the frequently asked questions. And a challenge coin. So that's kind of what that entails.
Oh, so you're keeping it really straightforward. It's just this
Yep.
issue 2 digital. This is essentially your catch-up
Physical.
tier
Yeah.
for 1 and 2, and this is the CGC graded. It's cool that so many people are doing the offering CGC graded books on their campaigns.
Yeah. And if people aren't quite sure, there is a digital comic bundle. So if you want 1 and 2 together, and if you go to our site, mysticalcomics.com, you can also grab the first issue on digital there, which is the little hyperlink right there.
All right. Gonna share
nice.
that as well real quick. There you go. Cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
So there's that
yeah.
shop. That's that in the chat as
Yep.
well.
We're still
Cool.
tweaking the website, so it's getting there, but we will be adding more to that.
Is the chick with 6 arms topless?
Nope, it's just like a sort of like a bodysuit.
No, YouTube. She's not. She's very close. Thanks, Jimmy.
Dude, like
I'm trying to
that's
say-
what's weird because I love this panel and I feel like it sells the comic, and anytime I put it on Twitter, it gets like age restricted, and I'm like, dude.
I had a dream once. It was a nightmare. I woke up in the middle of the night in my dream, and there was this we'll say professional worker, and she had 6 arms, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Then I realized I was a little teddy bear with no wiener, no genitals. I went, no.
I didn't know where this was going. I'm not sure what the point of that was.
Oh,
Thanks,
no.
Jimmy.
Just reminded me of my dream.
Well,
the
wait.
whole time I thought Jimmy was going to ask if her chest matched her arms in numbers. But I mean, that would be interesting.
No,
Like a
totally.
chihuahua or
Oh,
something?
no.
That would have been good world building. It's species accurate.
Be a lot of
we
worlds
haven't.
there.
I mean, we haven't established that he has no schlong. I'm sorry. This is not the discussion you wanted to have, is it,
It's
Crystal?
definitely not there. I mean, it's pretty like it's pretty straightforward.
Like and Rita, at least I said genitals. Rita said
God.
schlong.
It's gone. There's nothing.
Oh,
He's just
no.
smooth as a Barbie with like a little baby bear body. So like, yeah,
Wait, but he is a flesh and blood bear,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
but
true.
he has no
No
It's,
downer.
weenie.
because
Is it a
his
girl
friend
bear?
is like no. It's because his friend is like a sick, twisted individual. Like he
I
he's
got
deeply he's
Rita's
had
mind to go there.
deep-seated hatred for Sir Alexander. So this is like, what's the
Punishment.
worst thing you could do to like your guy friend? You'll like turn him into a teddy bear and
Kinda like
take
that.
their schlong. So
Like
like,
that baby in Peter Rabbit. Who Framed Peter Rabbit? There was a man that was like, he's like, I got a 30-year-old libido with a 3-year-old Winky.
It is the alternate universe version of this. Hold on, Jimmy. You're saying that's for my mind, but you're the one who brought up wet dreams about being a teddy
I
bear
know.
with no dick. let's move on.
poor guy.
So, all right, let's take back to the campaign.
I'm sorry.
This happens all the time. This happens.
It's going to come up when we get to my campaign too. Don't worry.
Okay,
Awesome.
gotcha.
Well,
Feel a
if
little
you
bit-
Schlong Talk, this is the right channel for Schlong Talk. Okay,
Ah,
I mean,
good to
it's
know.
kind of a regular feature. Yeah.
Really?
John, aren't you entertained? Are you not entertained? Okay, so back to the campaign, where let's take a look at your stretch goals.
Yeah.
So what's coming up?
So there is the bookmark set. That's pretty cool. That's a 10. Postcards at 20. Stickers, which are pretty nifty. I love stickers. You can slap that on anything. Enamel pin with Sir Alexander, which is pretty cool. And the ash can. The ash can is completely finished. It is good to go. It is a side story in the same Goodnight universe with characters. So it's a fun little 24-page ride. And then fund the entire series. The entire series is plotted out. It's all scripted by me. Ghostwriter extraordinaire. And then my artist, Francisco, he finished issue 3, so all the interiors are done on that. They're done on 2 as well, but he's currently working on issue 4, and this is a 12-part series. And we had a significant gap in between the first campaign and this one, and that was kind of due to like it sucks, but like COVID totally. We had different printers drop us, one in particular in Florida, and there was some legal behind the scenes on that to get the money back, but we did get that resolved, and we have an awesome local one that is absolutely amazing, and they printed what we have, what we sent out to people, so that was pretty awesome. Currently, we're just kind of getting people that either got their copy damaged or whatnot. So we're kind of wading through those emails and getting those replacement copies sent out at this point. We also had like a couple other like wild COVID related production nonsense that popped up as well. And
Oh,
an
boy.
experience. That was my first time fully producing a comic. So I've definitely learned a lot. We've put some safeguards in place this time. So we have like a fulfillment company that we're teaming up with, Easy Ship. So they will get all of that out super quick and professionally to you guys. And we also have a customer service company that will be dealing with people once the campaign ends to make sure to get to everybody's emails, handle any switching of tiers, stuff like that. So yeah.
All right. I'm glad you got that
cool.
stuff resolved. I mean, speaking of COVID stuff, dude, I ran into the same issue where, funny
The
enough,
paper shortage, dude. I got
paper
hit with
shortage.
that too, dude. I
Yeah.
was like, no.
It was bad, and then it was like I know it was definitely overwhelming because I got a lot more orders than I was expecting. But beyond that, the real issue was the paper shortages, and also on top of that, I had misprints, so I know exactly where you're coming from. But then because of the shortage, they couldn't make up the misprints, and it sounds similar to probably what you're.
Yeah. And we had an issue too. So like the comic is in black and white. The first issue is completely black and white as far as the interior's actual story is concerned. And so I've officially, this is my first comic, but unofficially I've done work for others, fill-in work for the big two, but it's under a capacity as a ghostwriter, so I literally contractually cannot talk about any of that. But as far as behind the scenes, like totally putting it together myself, this was quite the first time experience.
Right. I understand. Well,
like super weird, like trying to balance, because our comic isn't like Ninja Turtles where it like legitimately is like black and white. This is like, there's grayscale essentially. So it was like trying to make sure to balance what we're doing, because some pages are like darker and it's taking place at night. So it was like trying to find that happy medium so it's not like muddy on the page. And it is magazine size, so it's bigger than your standard comic book. So if you've read any heavy metal mag, it's kind of the same. Like, let me turn on my camera for a second. Hey guys.
Oh, so
yeah,
this is
like way bigger.
so all the issues of the Good Night will be that big?
Yeah, they're all magazine size.
Oh, that's perfect because the art style is so realistic.
I know it definitely lends itself to the magazine size.
Yeah,
so.
that does.
Whoa.
Oh, hold on.
Let's see that background you got going on back there behind you.
Okay, yeah. So you got some TNA there. Very cool.
We endorse that. Very nice. And that was issue 1?
Yeah, that's issue 1.
Fantastic. All right. Well, yeah, I don't know why this isn't funding more, but I would like everyone in chat to go back this right now. You know you want it. We love fantasy here. Let's refresh again. It went out! Yay!
Oh, awesome. Thanks, guys. I will be extending it. So don't worry about that. I know it says like 5 days, guys. I'm gonna put out like a little Indiegogo update because it's just starting to catch steam. Like, it's weird because like Twitter and everything was a lot different when I was first kind of hopping on CG streams and stuff for the first issue. And it's like notifications don't really go out to anybody the way that it used to. And other stuff like that. And then just kind of touching base with other peeps and kind of getting reacclimated to all of that. So no worries. We will be extending, guys.
All right. So this is like the first. Basically, you're at 25 days, but you have like 35 more to go.
Well, it's 5 days left currently, but I'm going to extend it here in a couple of days.
Okay.
We just have to put out a campaign update first to kind of get everybody on the same page. That's already.
Right. All right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I would really like to see this funded. You'll be funded at $5,000. So, if you guys
Thank
like what
you,
you
Doug,
saw,
for backing. I appreciate it.
yes, awesome.
Are you
Definitely.
extending after these 5 days? Are you going into another 30?
I will probably go into another 30 is what I'm thinking currently.
So this is your first 30. The 5 days are ending
Yep.
that first 30. Oh yeah.
Yep.
I would definitely extend, go another 30, especially
Because I'm just starting to get
Starting to pick-
shows and stuff currently towards the end. So like, yeah, it's picking up steam now. So I'm like, okay, time to extend.
That's good. Yeah, I think I just started hearing about this, but it was kind of peripherally. I was surprised you're already almost a month in. So I'm glad that you're going to be making the promotional rounds. I assume. Hopefully that works out for you. Oh, what other shows do you have lined up? Do you want to shout any out? So
Currently, I'll be on Critical Blast channel tomorrow.
Yes.
cool.
And as far as that, after that, it'll be Peter Samedi. I think that is next Wednesday or Tuesday. And that's all I have lined up currently.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I hope that goes well for you, and I definitely hope this gets funded. I think it should. You just got to get out there and show people this project.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. This was really cool. I would have loved to. I know you can't talk about all your ghostwriting experiences, especially for the big two on air, but maybe someday in the back room we'll have a little chit chat and then we'll commiserate and talk some shit. It'll be awesome. I really look forward to that.
I've got stories for days you wouldn't believe. Because it's so weird because I'll pop back from like, I'm all over the map, but I will go to California when they need me. There's a lot of stuff like in Austin that's going on. And then I'll kind of visit family in like New York and Kansas. So I'm like all over the map.
Wow.
Busy.
Pretty, when you're not tubing, right there in your local area, and those rivers are amazing to go. I'm assuming you've already gone tubing, and that's something like you do every.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah. For all you guys that
San Marcos has like a very clear lake that's pretty awesome to go out there.
Yeah, tons of tubes, and it's not a beach, but guys that don't live here in Texas, these women will wear thongs and bikinis and go tubing.
Tubing is tubing a Texas thing? Because I've gone tubing in Georgia and Philly as well.
I guess wherever the river.
Tubing in like Kansas too.
Yeah, wherever like
just kind of wherever the river's at.
Wherever the rivers are, but it's
I did go tubing in Texas once. It was awesome. I forgot where, but
it's fun to watch everyone get like plastered and drunk, and then to see how they almost drown. It
gets that's the fun part.
On the jet skis, though, that stuff is dangerous. It's on jet skis. You're like, okay, I'm out, guys.
No, tubing. Tubing is when it's basically you have a giant lifesaver, but it's like the size of it's bigger. It's like 5 feet wide. It's a giant donut, and you bring beer and you take your phone and you have Ziploc bags full of snacks and your phone and beer, and you just have it all on this little tube on this little like donut with you, and you float down the river and get really drunk
for like 4 hours, and it's not amazing. One person gets out to pee.
I didn't know just sitting on. Well, yeah, you don't get out; you just like pee in the river. But it's just gross. I'm sorry, but you're in the wild. You're in the river. So, anyways, I never thought sitting in a donut in the wild would be so much fun.
Now, what's awesome is when they connect that to a boat and it's like dragging you along. That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's more like inner tube though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun too. Especially like on Canyon Lake. I see that a lot out there. Yeah.
Some nice places in Arkansas too.
You guys are gonna be Texas tubing buddies. It'll be fun.
That
It's
is
gonna be the Texas CG chapter.
Yeah, we got to do a Texas. Take all the CGers out there and show them how to tube in Texas. You guys will love it. It's
that's
crazy.
great. Because aren't the iconic comics guys or they do stuff in Texas? I don't know if they're more like Arkansas though. I think
I don't think
I
they're.
might be mistaken.
I'm not sure where they're from. I don't really know them.
No worries. Because there's like Bell County Comic Con, and that's like in Texas. So that looks interesting. Chuck Norris is going to be there. So if you like Chuck Norris, like check that out. Get roundhouse kicked. Might as well.
Might as well.
He's getting up there in age, guys. Might as well.
You can take him. He's older now.
Yeah, I heard Chuck Norris try to go tubing for his first time in Texas, and he drowned. But don't worry, guys, he pulled through.
That makes no sense.
None of the Chuck Norris jokes do. So,
Okay, all right. This doesn't make any sense. Well, back on topic. The
He
Good
died,
Night
but he pulled
Paradise
through.
Lost. Okay, all right. It's just,
Oh, I almost forgot. So like, sorry to like interrupt if you're gonna like
no,
say
go ahead.
something.
Go ahead.
Okay. So like the title, if you notice, if there is literature that also goes by Paradise Lost. So if you guys are familiar with Paradise Lost, it's not a coincidence that is in the title. Just saying. So if I guess if anybody knows like Paradise Lost, it's super cool. You should read it. But it's basically like the story of creation through like I guess you could say Lucifer's point of view. And it's fictional, but it is very powerful and it is very interesting. So that might play into it as well. That's kind of all I'm going to say.
Awesome. So there's literary references.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Actual appearances, yeah, from certain peeps.
All right. I love that. I love that. Everyone go back. The Good Night Paradise Lost. We've already had a few people back it. Oh, went up
Thank
again.
you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Let's get this project funded. It is going to be extended, but it will not be up forever because it's a fixed goal. So everybody go check it out now. And thank you so much, Crystal.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right. We can catch a few super chats and then we will rotate to our next night of the roundtable. It's all fantasy people today, so I feel like this is like really fitting. June Long for Australian 10. Hey, Rini, question for you and the panel. Boss wants me to draw the cover with strong image of the characters, like a group photo. I think the cover should have a wow factor for the unboxing. Opinions? You can have a group shot that is still very impactful. You just have to try to have everybody in action poses or in some sort of very dramatic setting, and it helps if you're doing a group shot to whoever even if it's a group like an ensemble cast, there has to be one or two main characters, right? And put them front and center and then have everybody else kind of in the background. Like, don't Mark Brooks it, have some focus and have some motion and energy to it, and you'll do fine.
Yeah, and also I think a good question is this the first issue introducing the characters? And if it's a team book, and you want to show the team, but you want to focus in on the characters and simplify the background and mostly figures, I think, because in reference like X-Men comics, some of those great classic X-Men comics did an amazing job, like John Perez and just Byrne. I mean, a lot of good examples out there.
Yeah, definitely. Good suggestion. So thank you for the 10 Australian, June 1. Vic 10 Acres for $4.99. Thank you. See illustration by Design Channel and his Outlaw Star Aisha Clan piece. I don't know what's taking all so long to hire him for covers. All right. I don't know who this is, but I will check him out.
Illustration by Design. That's his screen name then?
I suppose so. Illustration by Design.
Wow.
I have like a list of artists to hire. I mean, it's like, it's really hard starting out. It seems like, well, I don't know anyone, and everybody that I like, I can't afford them. But it's sort of, but once you really get into comics Twitter and YouTube, and especially in CG, there's so much talent there, and everyone is hidden.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's always good to have more suggestions. But it's sort of like there are a lot of good artists, but you never know who actually does sequentials. And then it's like you can have a good colorist, but then coloring sequentials is different, and a good artist doesn't necessarily do sequentials. So the stuff is like complicated, but it's always good to have more suggestions. And thank you very much, Vic Connectors. Myth. So Genesis Studios, I got that right, for $4.99. Thank you. Just listening and a little channel support. Thank you so much. I appreciate the channel support. I could really use it because I have more house problems, but I'm not going to get into that. That's like the theme of my life right now. All right. Let us rotate to our next guest. Let's go with Brent for Vigilantes Creed, shall we?
All right, sounds good.
So let me pull up your campaign. But while doing that, who are you? Where are you from? I've seen you around Twitter. I know you're around these parts, but I don't think I know what you created. Let us know your story.
All right, so I grew up in Michigan, actually, like John and Joe and many of the other CG folks, and since then I've been in a couple parts of the world before or until I came back to the States, and now I'm in Nevada, so pretty much out in the desert. I've been pretty active in all the streams and in the CG community for about a year and a half now, and I'm a bit of a hybrid creator in terms of the books that I'm going to be releasing here soon. It's going to be a mixture of novels and comic work. So essentially, I'm going to have 2 full novels and a mini comic, as well as a black and white art book. So most writers, they really just release a novel. They might have a little bit of character detail in their covers, but you don't really get to see the full character list, right, or the cast. So I wanted to have a more immersive experience to where the reader could see all of the major characters, a good chunk of the major scenes, so that as they're reading the story, they can actually visualize the characters as they are meant to look and see them in action scenes. Because when I read a novel, if you don't get a lot of detail in the cover art, you're constantly trying to remember how you imagine them initially, and sometimes the image of those characters changes over time. So I wanted to have a unique experience for readers, to be able to entertain the novel market, but also entertain the comic market. And then my goal is, after this campaign, to go right into a full issue series for Vigilantes Creed. So I have quite a stacked team. There you're going to see a lot of Corey Barton art. So he's doing the covers for both the novels as well as the main mini cover. And that teddy bear is just a coincidence. I swear it's not Crystal's teddy bear that he's choking there.
I did notice that. Was
Oh,
this two teddy bears in comics today? Wait, but
Yeah.
you guys can always do sort of a connecting multiverse where this teddy bear is actually Sir Arthur. All right,
War
anyway,
of the Teddies.
yeah.
You could.
Or
It
not
doesn't
Arthur.
have it doesn't have flesh and bone or a schlong. It's actually filled with a bomb
Well,
in
it's
that
not too
team.
late. Got
That's
to
true.
differentiate it from.
You could. And Corey's doing the interior art for the mini comic. But on top of that, I have L8 Rodriguez, who is doing some print work and some transition art. And then Skunk Artworks. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's an amazing painter out of Germany. And he is doing the variant cover for the mini comic. And then Joe Ball, who's in the chat, and so is Corey. A bunch of these folks are. He's working on a crazy black and white cover for the black and white art book. So
Wow.
that is going to be finished soon, and that's going to blow some people's minds. It's crazy. So
I love Joe Ball's detail.
It's an
yeah,
impressive CG lineup that you've got.
yeah,
on the book. Yeah.
yeah. And then Jimmy is actually working on the trailer, so I'm really excited for that.
You're gonna get to see edited by Jimmy Reyes at the end of his trailer.
And Joe Sontag is actually doing the narrating for the trailer. So, one of the things I wanted to do is, I don't want to just have a successful campaign. I want to grow, help others grow in the community, try to bring them as much work as they can, whether it's from myself or, suggesting people to others. I think, between Corey and some of the other guys, I've already had a lot of success referring them to others. So, I want to bring as much work into the indie community as possible, because I know a lot of people would love to live the dream, right, and just be able to work on their creative works and their passion instead of being stuck in corporate hell like I am during the day. And so if I can help others do that, then that makes me feel good, about the community and not just what I'm working on. So that's essentially the campaign in a nutshell from a creative standpoint. It does launch on the 21st on Michael Bancroft's channel. So really excited for that. And we'll be doing a tailgate party on Joe Sontag's channel an hour before that. So trying to get as many folks as possible involved.
Those are good places to launch. Joe's channel is it's just banging right now, and of course, we're launching on Michael Bancroft. That's a really great place to go and launch.
Yeah, and that's like big times now.
Oh yeah.
And this is one of the points that I want to get across from a lot of people that are new to the indie space, especially getting to know CG, given all the misconceptions that are out there, is I'm a brand new creator. I'm doing novels and comic work, and yet here I am being invited to folks like Bancroft's channel, your channel, Joe's channel, right? Even Ethan has shown my sign up page on his channel on Kings. And if you commit some time to getting to know people on Twitter, sharing people's work, and getting active in live streams, you can get yourself out there. It's going to take some time to get traction, but it's a very welcoming community. So I want to try to help get that point across to people that are new to the space, and also bring, again, the novel space and comic space together, because I think a lot of novel creators suffer in terms of getting poorly made cover art. They either rely on AI or stock images, and then they're very disappointed with the reaction that they get when they release their book. I want to get those guys out in front of artists like you guys, because you guys know how to be creative, know how to make covers, and this can again help grow the business of artists.
Like you were saying, in this channel alone right here, I mean, Reni's doing an amazing thing. I mean, she built up this platform, and she's sharing it with new creators. And you and I know each other. I know Rini, and there it was, the bridge. Bam, here you are. You're on.
Yeah. Well, that's what's great about where we are. That's what's great about CG. It's actually merit-based. Everybody has a chance if you can do the work. I mean, there's a lot of it is also putting yourself out there. But if your artwork is good in general, and you're not terrible to everybody in like other creators and in the community, that you'll do fine. And that's just an actual equal playing field, and the comics come first so much more than in the mainstream. I've said it a million times before, but what annoyed me so much about working at Marvel was that it was not about the comics anymore. Unless you're grandfathered in, everybody who was new, it was about who you knew, or it was about what boxes you checked, or it was some weird politicking, and it was so tiring, because the comics should be the main thing that matters. And I feel like here, no matter, like, people are people, even if we have our differences, no, all that stuff can be put aside, because we love comics. And all these projects and all this entire promotional network that we have is evidence of that. And it's all grassroots. This is what comics should be about. This is what it's about. Yeah. And you're doing it here too. So good on you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think, if you have unique characters, eye-popping art, that is what is going to catch people's attention, and that's what should matter, right? And then when people actually get your book and can get immersed in your writing and see your merit, it's only growth from there. And like you said, a lot of these places, they're just checking boxes, and I experienced that personally with going through uh, the dumpster fire that is, literary agents. They weren't even asking or looking for certain types of stories or characters. They just wanted to know, are you this, that, and the other, and do you have this, that, and the other type of character in your
I've
book?
heard that. I've
And
heard that. I can't believe it. Like
it's
I've heard from
crazy.
people who are novelists that the literary scene, whatever we're putting up with in comics and all the diversity box checking, it's 10 times worse in prose literature, and especially in
100%. Yeah.
it's like it's the worst in the YA category, but in any other category, it's the same. And I just can't believe it, because how do you get good work out there if you're looking at everything except for the actual work? You're putting a creator's skin color or any like if these people had it their way, I would be working on nothing but half Chinese, half Jewish women from Taiwan. But maybe I want to create something else. Maybe I want to do fantasy and gore, but they don't care about that. They only see what's on the surface.
Yep, and so that, kind of pushed me, away from that kind of old dream, right, of being traditionally published, at least in this country. There's avenues in other parts of the world, at least, but to just, go into both comics and, novels. I love both. I've been inspired by both. I'm heavily into, older comic book movies, and so once I started getting cover art for the novels, I was like, I need to see more. Like, I need to see more of my scenes come to life, more of my characters. And then I'm like, I at least have to do a mini comic. And now I'm ready to finish my campaign and start working on a full blown comic, because it's just so much fun seeing your prose come to life in visual art. So yeah, I mean, it's, in terms of the Vigilantes Creed series itself, it is, it's kind of like a stiff cocktail. It's equal parts urban fantasy, science fiction, supernatural thriller with Lovecraftian salt around the rim, which is quite apparent with some of the character designs there.
Yeah.
It's based around the protagonist, whose name is Slade Allen, who is at a low point in his life, kind of at his wit's end, looking for purpose, stuck in, corporate hell, as I call it, and he stumbles upon a woman getting raped in an alley, and that gives him an opportunity to step in and change someone's life. And he sacrifices his own in exchange for hers. And little did he know, a couple blocks away, it awakened a magical grimoire that was being housed by a Catholic priest.
I mean, I
And
just
that,
want to walk down an alley once without seeing that, just
yeah,
once.
yep.
God.
I mean, I
And
told you to move out of Austin.
and luckily that priest used that magical grimoire to save his life, but it tied him to a angelic creed, if you must, that turns him to a gargoyle every night at the strike of midnight. And he's fueled by anger and vengeance at the memory of that attack, as he's piecing together the memories from that night. And it sends him down a rabbit hole of uncovering corruption within the police force, within the government. And he finds out that there's a megalomaniac behind all of the crime and corruption in the city, who goes by the name of Incubus, who is the more Lovecraftian character there, the more Cthulhu look. And but it's actually not inspired by Cthulhu. Actually, it's more in reference to an octopus, right? Incubus, and the ability to constrict, because he has a mechanical arm. So it's it's very heavy in supernatural and biblical lore, and it's like I said, it's inspired by comic book movies, writers and directors of comic book movies, as well as Marv Wolfman. I'm a huge Deathstroke and Teen Titans fan, as well as his novels. That's one person that I really admire, because he's written amazing comics, but he's also written amazing novel adaptations as well. So you're going to get a lot of high octane action in this novel series and the mini comic. The fight scenes are extremely detailed. A lot of my beta readers have said it feels a lot more like a graphic novel because you can visualize it a lot more than most prose. And it's also very trippy because the antagonist Incubus, he has unearthed a Nazi-era mind control serum, which in conjunction with convulsive therapy, he can enter the mind of his subjects. So the criminals of the city, he captures them and enters their mind, and he can bend it and kind of be like a dream architect to convince them to be the perfect super soldier. So as Slade is learning his abilities and uncovering these secrets, he encounters other people that have been affected by Incubus, and he teams up with them, and that's what forms the team of vigilantes, which is on that one cover there, where you can see two of the other heroes.
Is Incubus' face, is it always like an octopus, or can he disguise it as he's walking through the city?
He's actually well, I can't give that away, what he is, so that one I'll leave as a surprise. But he's a villain that you love to hate. He does not have a redemption arc. He is not someone you will sympathize with. He is someone that as soon as you get to know him, you just can't wait for him to be killed or captured throughout the book. So I wanted a classic villain that you would absolutely despise.
That's awesome, dude.
So
There's not many of those though. Like people are
Right.
skimping on villains like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I miss that, the dark sides
Oh,
and all of that.
gargoyles!
You had me
Yep.
at gargoyles, dude.
Exactly.
Look at that
Oh,
sucker.
yes, it's Goliath.
Oh yeah.
Look how big he is.
That's a nice
Yep.
paint. Is that a custom paint job?
No, that's it's like a $40 action figure from
Dude.
Nika.
Not
But look at
good.
that. I love this
I
stuff,
need to
man.
get that. Like,
Yeah.
It's
I love like
actually-
dragon-like characters or gargoyles. I love all that stuff, So
Yeah, Gargoyles was one of the few American shows I did get in Taiwan, and I loved it.
Was it in English?
So, I don't remember actually, but it was on TV in Taiwan, so it probably was dubbed. But it was great. It was great. That and Mummy's Alive, but it was so good.
yeah.
The good old
Yeah.
days.
And
Wow.
it's funny because a lot of people assume that I drew my inspiration from that. And I did watch it as a kid, but I hadn't seen it since about a year ago. I rewatched it. But it was primarily actually inspired by a dream. I actually have a full chest piece of a gargoyle I got done like 13 years ago. And after I got the tattoo, I had a dream of the setting, the church, that a lot of the story takes place, in a gargoyle being on top of the church looking over the city, and that's what spurred the idea. And I sat on it for years, and once I got to a really dark period in my life, and I just was like, I got to do something, and I just sat down one night and just started writing, and that's what I ended up doing for 6 years to get through that time. And I wrote the 2 full novels during that period. And it was it's a story that's basically kind of saved my life and kept me going until I got out in the world and found kind of the right things in life. So I wanted to return the favor in a way. The more I wrote it, the more I wanted to have this be a story that could help others going through that same dark period, something that could inspire them, help them realize that they can get beyond the worst times in their life or a hard period. So it's a very, even though it's a more of a dark, gritty story at times, it's meant to be inspirational and help others. So.
I love that. That is beautifully said. If you you don't have to say if you don't want to, but you said you got the gargoyle tattoo before you had the inspirational dream. What's the significance of the gargoyle? Does it tie into the symbolism in the story?
Yeah, for sure. So I was born and raised Catholic, and a lot of Catholic folk actually believe they put the gargoyles on a lot of the old European Gothic churches to fend off evil spirits, to prevent them from entering the church. That's kind of why they call them grotesques, right? Something that could strike fear into fearful creatures or evil. And that's kind of the purpose of this gargoyle. You know, it's tied to archangels and celestial lore, to where his purpose is to be so scary and the ability to instill fear that he could scare the evilest of creatures and use it to his advantage. And so yeah, that's where it ties in. So
All right. All right.
hmm
I love that, and beautifully said. I think
thank you.
that's what good art and good storytelling can do.
Yeah. So yeah, there'll be for the campaign itself, there'll be the 2 full novels, and I didn't do the traditional 5.5 by 8.5 novels or 6 by 9s. I actually did oversized books to really display the art, make it more comfortable to read, bigger font. So these suckers are going to be about 7.5 by 9.5, and then I will also have the same size in regards to the mini comic, which will be 15 plus pages in the black and white art book. So I'm really excited to show everyone all the artwork that Corey and Elliot and Joe are working on. So there's going to be a lot of bundle packages. Any bundle package that anyone gets will get 2 free bookmarks, 3 free art prints. So there's going to be huge discounts for the bundles. The main takeaway, I want to push is, I know for comic folks, the idea of reading novels can be kind of cumbersome, even for myself, because some of them are very long and boring.
He's calling us illiterate, guys.
No.
Just kidding.
Well, I also like that Brent, you know your demographic. You're like, I'm making oversized books with bigger fonts. You know that it's going to be 40 plus and over. They're going to be back in this book.
Yeah, I got to make sure people like my mom can read it comfortably, So yeah, it's to be able to provide people both mediums at the same time, have them connected. And I'm really excited to get the chance for CG folks in particular to take the chance on reading on a novel. There'll be physical options, there'll be electronic options, so you can always get the physical comic and just pick up the discounted electronic options. But just to do a change in pace, test out the novels, and if you guys love the art and you love the story in the book, then that's your preview into the full issues that I plan on releasing. So I'm really excited for people to get exposed to my prose writing. And again, hopefully this will help artists connect with more novel writers to bring them more commissions, and who knows, find some diamonds in the rough to even be writers on comics, because I do think these mediums can cross over. So there'll be a lot of perks, a lot of cool add-ons, and yeah. And actually, if you don't mind, I could share my screen and reveal my cover art for the mini comic, which I haven't shown anybody. So,
Yes, we have an exclusive reveal. Let's go.
So let's see if I can get this to share properly.
Don't worry there.
Vic 10 Acres says, and this will be easier. I don't want to type it out. I'm lazy, but Vic 10 Acres said, "Oh, there was this movie where a black lady transforms into a gargoyle at the end. That was on. I don't know if you guys remember, but on Showtime, there was a guy who falls in love with. I think he might have been black himself, but he falls in love with this beautiful black girl. I think was Lisa Bonet, I think, and he falls in love with her, and she tells him her secret that she's a gargoyle, but he can never speak it out loud. If he does, it'll break the curse. And so at the spoiler alert, it's an old thing, but so at the end, he tells somebody it's a secret. He's had a baby with her. So at the end, because he told her secret, she reverts back into a gargoyle, and so does their child.
Oh,
and yeah, so he loses them both. They become gargoyles. And she's like, why couldn't you keep a secret? You know?
Well, that's a lesson. That's a moral lesson if there ever was one. Goddamn.
It's like one of those. What's those stories that people?
You see Jimmy stop making stuff up. Cool story, bro.
Yeah,
I
cool
swear
story.
that movie
No,
existed.
I mean, unless Vic and I were like in a shared dream, but yeah, he knows the story too. So I was like, that's awesome. It was a great short like horror movie.
All
It was
right.
good. Yeah.
Well, it does sound familiar to some people. You guys all had the same shared hallucination when you were all doing drugs together in college. You see, you didn't know, but you all actually knew each other. And anyways,
Vic is into cool stuff, man. I was watching him in the chat. He's like, the games he plays and the movies he watches. I like this guy.
all right. Yeah, Vic's pretty cool. Vic's pretty cool. All right, let's see this exclusive cover reveal. You guys ready?
Oh,
Whoa! That is badass.
wow.
Very nifty.
Holy shit.
Very nice, bro. Very nice, bro.
Thank you. So yeah, this is
Nice.
Corey Barton's work. I mean, as many know, he doesn't just do pencils and inking. He does the whole shebang. I mean, this is all him with the coloring and everything. So he did an amazing job on this.
I love the colors, man.
He's doing the colors too, right?
Everything. Yep.
It's crazy. Corey, I gotta hire you.
Look at
You
that.
do. You do.
Yeah, Corey kills it. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's only like 12 years old.
Very
Emotionally,
annoying. I know.
emotionally, but he's young. He's like
He is
24
young.
or something.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, he's a kid.
Get
He's
out of
young.
here. I don't want to hear that.
Huh?
Anyways, very well done.
And then since you can't put a lot of stuff on your sign up page, I'll show Skunk's work as well to make sure that he gets some exposure. Because if people want a unique, kind of painted, cover art or interior art, he is the guy to go to. So this will be a virgin wraparound cover, and hand painted. He's working with the Broken Compass folks with Odin Dasco on a cool painted comic right now that is in the sign up phase called Kill Them Dead. So I highly recommend people sign up for that as well.
Wow.
Beautiful.
And so there's still 2 weeks left for people to sign up and get all my updates. And we'll launch on the 21st. And since I revealed the cover art, I'll also reveal I'm going to do a very unique potential giveaway for the launch. My funding goal is going to be $5,000 between Fund My Comic and Indiegogo combined. If we can hit the 5K in the first 72 hours, I'm going to raffle off the original art by Joe Ball. So they will get it for free with the shipping.
Free Joe Ball art. Man.
So if we don't hit it, it'll get added to the campaign. But if we can hit that 5K in 3 days, then someone will get a crazy piece of art valued at over $500. I mean, if people know his art, it's worth it. So
Sign up.
And maybe I'll have some more crazy giveaways if the campaign hits the ground running as well.
All right.
So
So the giveaways is that limited to people who sign up, or is it just any backer?
So the initial giveaway will just be, as mentioned on here, the first 100 physical backers will get an exclusive Corey Barton card for free. But what will happen with Joe's art is whoever backs in the first 72 hours will be placed in a drawing, and one random person, regardless of what they backed, or electronic or physical, will win his art for free.
All right. Awesome. And sorry, when did you say you were going to launch this again?
The night of the 21st, which is a Friday.
Okay, all right. So, right after John's launch.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have chosen to fight with John, I see.
There's a lot of good campaigns this month. Sean Arndt with Type 1. I highly recommend people sign up for that. He's a great dude. And there's a couple.
3 is a big one.
Yep, that just did, yeah.
Fire right now.
There's a lot launching in this month, July and August.
And Swarm by Shane Mess, and
Oh,
of King Toad there with Joe. So highly recommend people go and sign up for that too. That's a week after mine, I believe. So yeah, a lot of good people to back. So, and
yeah.
of course Dragon Rage. People need to go back that. I'm super excited for that.
Thank
Super
you.
excited for people to see Jimmy's trailer. So,
Yeah,
and
Dragon
yeah,
Rage
obviously
just
Jay
hit
and Crystal's
500.
work. People need to hop on those as well. Those look like fantastic campaigns.
Thank you.
Hmm.
That's
Well,
the
Yeah.
thing about CG. So many good books.
Ah,
If you go to a
yeah.
comic store and you're looking at shelves and you're just tired like mainstream junk out there, man, you're missing out if you don't know about the books
hmm
in CG. I mean, if there's just so many. Every genre is here in CG.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's what really pulled me into the community was, you know, I wanted to get some unique cover art. And I mean, you could just spend hours online finding random people, right? Some of which may not even be legit. But as soon as I saw Corey and Clayton's work, like I'm just like that coloring, that line work was exactly how I pictured my characters. And then I eventually saw Joe's work, and I'm just like, holy shit, the detail in black and white, like it's mesmerizing. Like if I ever get the opportunity to do that, I will. And he had offered to do a piece for me, and I came across Skunk, and then Elliot, and then Jimmy. I mean, it just opens so many avenues to get fantastic art and work with editors and writers in the space that trying to find that on your own just in the open space it's risky, and it's very scary, and that's why a lot of people start out with some art or work that they end up being disappointed with. But this community is so closely knit that it's so easy to find recommendations or just stumble across people. um,
hmm.
so yeah,
Yeah.
so
I
thank you
mean,
guys.
yeah, you throw a rock and there's another amazing artist. And it's really it's awesome. I feel like
hmm
this is where CG is where the innovation is right
Yep.
now in comics, and
hmm
even the larger indie scene in general, because if you work for publishers, even if it's not the big two, it's so constraining. So I love seeing this, and this is what I've been wanting to see for so long in American comics, because one of the main contrasts between the American industry and what we have in Asia, which is dominated by manga. And no, I'm not trying to be like manga again, but I think it's such a travesty that there isn't a diversity of genre in the mainstream for American comics. I mean, you had Image and we had Dark Horse, but
Yeah,
that's gotten,
keyword ad.
yeah, so much for that. And then Image used to be so cool. Like, has there ever been a larger downfall? Now it's all weird as well. So there's really nowhere to go for true diversity of genre and for everybody to have an equal chance to put their stories out there. And that's what I'm seeing happening in the indies. It's people. Comics aren't just superheroes; there are other genres as well, and you can have both superheroes and fantasy and dark fantasy like what you're doing here, and I love seeing it.
And then
Yep.
the other great thing about CG that you mentioned, or you touched on, Brent, is that, and Rini, I think maybe you touched on as well, is that it's such a large group of so many talented individuals that iron, sharpens iron. That I feel that
hmm
my artistic ability has grown and been refined so much more in CG than when I was in the mainstream.
hmm
And like on Ethan's stream Monday Night Kings, I think John Malin pointed out like my dragon that I drew looked kind of small, and Ethan kind of like reinforced it and said, yeah, I think it does. And rather than just getting butt hurt or something, I took it as a challenge to go back, challenge to myself to go back, redraw it, and could I make it look the way I'd intended and to do well. So I did. I redrew it, posted it on Twitter to show everybody. And I think that's what makes CG great. You know,
hmm
is
Mhm.
just helping each other out.
Because piggybacking off of that, what made American comics great, like especially like early on, like early 90s, early 2000s, you could actually interact with a lot of these artists and writers at conventions and cons. but now it's kind of been taken over by the film industry. And so that's kind of like on the back burner when the focus should be on the comics. But it's like now you can barely talk to writers or even artists like you used to from the big two or even like Image or something like that, because it's like all behind, just kind of like block walls. And then if you're on Twitter, they're probably blocked already. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you can't talk there.
Well, I
But
think-
Mark Millar is amazing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love him on Twitter. He's awesome.
I think, you were touching on conventions. I think like some of Hollywood and some of the bigger companies that aren't going to be there at a convention this year because
Oh yeah, San
there's
Diego
really,
Comic-Con, they're not there. And that's
Yeah.
also behind the scenes. That's because of the strike. Because SAG might be striking pretty soon.
oh,
So they can't spend that money if they're not 100% sure that they can get, so and so from, the new Superman movie. So that's kind of why none of them are at San Diego this year. Because if the writers are already on strike and SAG might go on strike, that's a big problem, and you wasted all that money.
I see. I didn't know that extra angle.
Yeah,
I
'cause
think
they
too, it's
extended their
sad.
negotiations, I think, till the 14th, 15th, something like that.
Oh, that makes sense. Hey, Jimmy, can you actually? I'll let me play this trailer. I'll be right back, real quick. And, did I share audio?
And a quick note, I made this trailer kind of off the cuff. Jimmy's will be very professional. So
Okay.
just a
Let's
sign
see.
up trailer.
I hope I shared audio on this.
Yeah, I could hear it.
Can you hear? Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
That was actually really good. I mean, for being on the cusp, real quick and just on the fly, that was
I learned and tried it in 8 hours, so it was a long day, but it was
wow.
interesting. But I have a lot more art now, so I'm really excited to see what we can do with the next one.
Oh yeah, yeah. With more art, it gives you more options, more visuals. Yeah, definitely, really, really good. Yeah. So they form a team together and they become the Assassin's Creed.
Vigilantes Creed, but yeah,
Vigilantes Creed. Sorry about that.
there's some assassinating in there, so I mean that's
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. The people did that to me too at the beginning when they were like, "Yeah, so in Dragon Age," I was like, "No, it's Dragon's Rage."
Good game, but yeah, not the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they get together and they form. How many members are in this Vigilantes Creed?
So there's 3 primary members that are out in the field, right, in the fighting, and then there's a behind the scenes, behind the computer type computer whiz guy, and then kind of an indirect member would be the priest, right? He's the keeper of the prince's decree, which is the grimoire, which again, once you get into the story, it ties into a lot of the angelic lore, but yeah, it's a pretty large group, but 3 of them are out in the field actually fighting the super soldiers and an incubus.
Awesome.
I didn't see the trailer, but I'm sure it was really cool.
It was kicking.
Thank you for taking over, Jimmy. All right, and Jimmy will be doing the final trailer. Jimmy, between you and Vaughn, all CG trailers will just be made by you guys. Pretty soon. Just got it all covered. All right. Well, is there anything else that I missed about this? Anything else you want to?
Oh, real quick on the trailers. Also, Texas Mofo. He does trailers too.
Oh,
He's
hell,
really good.
yeah.
He's in the chat. He says, "Jimmy, you're blowing it," because I was supposed to host for a second there.
Yeah, you're supposed to be my co-host. Did you know that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. You said you're blowing
When
it.
I leave, you're the host. can't get anything right.
Yeah, Mofo, Alex VRB, and the other one was Lord Nemesis. They never let me. They were always picking on me. They never let me slide with anything.
They're trying to.
Yeah.
They're nagging you into improvement. That's
Oh
how
yeah,
it
yeah.
works
They're
around
they're
here.
my favorite. They're my favorite guys in the chat. You know, I love those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how things work around. If they criticize you, that means they love you.
Yeah.
Abuse means love.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're fine. Well, all right. Vigilantes Creed. The sign up for this is pinned in the chat right now, so everyone, please go sign up for this. This looks like obviously it's going to be a beautiful comic with art by Corey Barton and written by Brent Turner,
Mhm.
who has so gracefully introduced this project to us today. So if you like gargoyles and Lovecraftian dark fantasy,
And don't forget the chance to win Joe
for
Ball
you.
art.
Yes.
It's a hard one to give up, but I want to make this a very exciting and unique first campaign, and I want it to be one that all the backers remember. So.
All right, I'm sure it will be. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Let us shift to the next, last but not least at all, member of today's roundtable, Jay from Desolate Soul Studios. What's up?
How's it going? Thanks for having me on.
Well, your campaign
Wow.
as well. But while I'm doing that, let us know who you are, where you're from, what is your epic
And
backstory.
tell us your microphone setup. That's awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I want to piggyback what Brent said there. Like I'm very new to the scene. It's only been like 7 months now, joining this and getting out there. And all I can say has been nothing but positive support from everyone in this community. I mean, it's been unreal getting to meet everyone. I mean, finally getting to meet you, Rini, Jimmy, the first time getting to meet you. And I know, Brent, I've seen you in the chat, so nice to meet you too, bro. And nice to meet you too, Crystal, finally.
Yeah, likewise.
And hello to the chat, of course. So yeah, like starting this thing off, a little about me. Grew up drawing, like every kid, you know that story. Long story short, got into paramedics. I was a paramedic for 15 years. I had a severe car crash where I had brain trauma, like a bleed in the brain. So I couldn't be in the back of an ambulance anymore. It was just like the vertigo, and like I'd be throwing up all the time. That'd be useless. So I got a job as a physical education instructor at a at-risk behavioral school. So working with gang kids and all that kind of stuff. And doing that because I have a martial arts and boxing background, kickboxing, all that kind of stuff. So played tons of sports, getting hit in the head like a million times, so that didn't help. But I always like doodled, I always drew. So anyway, I started drawing because to help with the anxiety and the focus. I started getting back into it, so I started drawing, and one of the teachers there was like looking at my work, and she's like, "What the hell's that?" And I'm like, "What?" It's just a doodle. And she goes, "No, like, what is that? Like, you can draw?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess, yeah." And she's like, "You need to do this." So I'm like, "All right." So I was getting back into comics anyway. Created a comic book club with the kids. It's success with these kids, and I love doing it. And next, I'm getting a portfolio review by Marvel, and that was fun. Walking in there, I remember the guy's like, "So what's your expectations?" I'm like, "Nothing. I don't expect anything. I just expect some critiques to help me out with my work because I knew I wasn't ready. There's no way I was ready to do that." So it was, doing that and working on my work, watching Finch's channel, which is great. I see you on there, Jimmy. Um, uh, Learning about hatching and stuff like that, and getting to know some of the guys. So long story short, my business partner John, he's a writer of Atlas of Cydonia. He's looking for an artist, sees my work, hits me up in an email, throws me the pitch. I'm like telling him like we should do this as a graphic novel, and so we started the process of doing this Atlas of Cydonia, and we like started seeing you guys on YouTube. So we're like, oh, maybe we should start a YouTube channel. So we have a YouTube channel called Desolate Soul Studios Presents, and we interview comic book creators and everything, and started, doing our book here. This book here is about, there's two parts to this. This is like a prologue to the big open world story that John has written. So the first 10-15 pages is about the gods that are in Atlas of Cydonia. So Cydonia is like 4 times the size of Earth, and you see a Pangea. There's the map there.
Maps.
Yeah. So I did, like, John, said how he wanted it laid out. I drew all that, did all that, and started working on the story. So the first book focuses on Cloud Peak, as you can see in the top right. It's a mountain that actually is like 4 or 5 times the size of Everest. So it's super high, and it's protected by the August King and his general Masato Kana, who's the samurai in the story. And Corey Barton drew a picture there as you kind of flicked over. He drew,
that was
cover
Corey.
first.
Corey's
That's
everywhere.
Corey. Corey's a slut. He's everywhere. He's like getting around.
Corey, you aren't slut.
Well, and he knows how to draw those too. Trust me.
Yeah. So so the August King, he's the protector of Cloud Peak, and they're protecting the city from the darkness within Cydonia, which preys on innocent and everything like that. Which Kadim is our necromancer. He's a dark necromancer trying to take over Cloud Peak and fulfill the wish of his god Lagotha, which is again the god of the dark side. And then we have Orin, which is the dragon that's in the White Dragon, as you saw in the beginning there, that flies around Cydonia. And they kind of, if you read the story, you'll find out, I don't want to give too much away, but you'll find out in the first 10-15 pages how that develops. And then you get to know about the king, Masato Kana, or samurai general there. And then you get to learn about Kadim and his dark forces, how they're trying to take over Cloud Peak. So what I'm trying to do, I'm the artist, so what I'm trying to do with this is trying to mesh manga with North American style comics. I can draw comics, but I wanted to challenge myself and do something different. I really like how Frank Miller's not afraid to challenge himself and change things up, especially with the new book, Ronin Book 2, which is I really like. And so I'm bringing this kind of vibe into this book. It's 64 pages of intense, thrilling action. It's going to be a lot of fun doing this. So hopefully people can get out there and buy it. So
I love that Eastern Dragon, and it's so neat. Like you mentioned that you and we hadn't met, and it's the first time we're meeting each other. But
yeah,
it's interesting that there's so much that we share. I fought in boxing tournaments. I grew up from a family of boxers, and I also worked with teens that were high risk teens, and I was a program coordinator. So I would go in and set up, oversee programs, and a lot of it was teaching them sports and either boxing or basketball. And as the program coordinator, I got to pick the sport, so I taught people that I was interested in, not so much what they were asking for, but it was really great, getting to meet them, and then here we are, both in comics. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. That's funny. I'm having a lot of fun with this. you know, it's challenging. It's new. It's something new. I mean, I've never done an actual book before. And I'm having a lot of fun with the paneling, a lot of fun with the, you know, art styles and everything like that. So I'm just hoping people get out there and buy it. We have, I think, less than 30 days left. We are going to go to Fund My Comic after.
Can I make a suggestion since you're looking for that type of art style and that type of mesh? Have you heard of an artist named Irene Strakowski?
Yes.
I would highly recommend looking up her work.
That sounds like a bitch.
What kind of name is
that? How?
Yeah, no, I honestly, I do,
No, thank you.
and this is not simping. I look over at Renee's work a lot, and I really get inspired. So I know what you're saying, like bringing in a lot of like manga. I like that. I love the way she puts textures in her brush work that she does. That I'm starting to borrow a lot of that and trying to do that in my work as well.
Gage the Wolf is Gage is asking if I did the maps. Yeah, I did the maps.
Oh, nice.
So
did you use I know there's a few map making programs, or did you hand draw it or use a program?
I do everything traditional.
Oh, nice. Oh, so these are
Nice.
It's all as in traditional pages. Is this traditional?
Penciling. I do everything penciling, and then our inker is Ernest Jockson.
Oh, you have inker.
Yeah, I have an inker, Ernest.
Oh, is he digital?
He's digital. He's taken it digitally inked.
Yeah, this hatching is digital. This is Manga Studios. Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
The inks are nice.
Yeah. And I hand drew all those warriors or those Dark Army, like the page above there. And everyone's like, you should cut and copy, Matt. And I know I drew all that out. I wanted every blood, sweat, and tear to go in there.
Go work smarter, not harder. You have to pick the panels to really bleed over.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, I mean, yeah, we've all drawn armies before, right? I was gonna be like, every artist knows what it's like to have to draw a whole army and suffer through it. But maybe not everybody knows that. Well done. Yeah,
it didn't take long. I mean, I feel sorry for Ernest trying to, you know, ink all that, but
yeah, it's just painstaking.
Yeah, I find it difficult, like simplifying the art. You know, I always want to render shade and everything like that, and it's like, no, I want that manga style in there, so I kind of want to, you know, simplify it more, and it's like it's tough. Like I'm like, I gotta like kind of bring it back a little bit. So
yeah, that's the thing I'm having is that I've always been told like less is more, you know, and you can make, like Mark Silvestri would say, you can suggest detail with shapes, you know, and to emphasize the form. And I just want to render everything like, and I got to hold back. And so I've been looking at it a lot more like manga to inspire me to hopefully I can pull that off, you know. But I struggle with that too. Well, this is beautiful. Do you do this?
Yeah, I did that.
Wow.
You do the colors as well?
No, a friend of mine, Jeremiah Skipper, he did the colors for me for that. I don't color. That's one thing I cannot do. I just stay away from colors. I'm just not a colorist. I'm like, I can ink, I can draw, but like when it comes to coloring, I just kind of avoid it like the plague. I know my limits. I feel like I'm going to butcher it if I try to color it. So.
Well, you know, it's good to know your limits, but also never say never. You can always learn. Yeah. It's just it's coloring. You had to do it digitally nowadays. I mean, you can paint it, I guess. Look at Sean, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, it's more expedient. But yeah, with like the detail thing, I feel you on that. I think there's a way to do a lot of detail, but know how to draw focus. And honestly, that's really hard. That's a really high level kind of thing. If you look at Art Adams and Mobius, their art has detail everywhere, but it's so controlled. And I think that just takes years of experience. There's no way to teach how to do that. I think incorporating a little manga influence might help with that. It's not the only way to simplify and draw focus on your art, of course, but manga has so many shorthands, and it's all about let's get this done quickly, let's get this done. It's high iconization, if you know what that means in like graphic design. So yeah, well, I think you struck a nice balance. I think you do more detail, really, but I love detailed art. That's just my thing. It looks good though.
I like it. Is this a cover for your book, Jay?
That is a print that we're going to give out. I think ego's got the best of us with this campaign, and then, again, we're learning from this, right? So, like 10,000, I was just like, I didn't want to go 10,000. I was just like, that's that. This is no one knows who the hell we are. They don't know my art yet. I think we should and then I think the ego's got in our way, and 10,000 was our goal. But hey, we learned from it. We do have a plan where our plan is to get this book into the Asian market with our publisher. We have a publisher that's going to work with us. And we're going to hit the Asian market hard, because I think that's, I think this book would really sell there, and then, obviously sell it here big times as well. So we want to get it worldwide. So.
Oh, that's cool. So are you thinking of doing a Japanese release?
Yeah.
Interesting. You don't have to say who your publisher is if on stream, but I'm.
Oh, we're with we're with Friesen Press.
Okay,
so,
I don't think I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're based out of Manitoba here. They have been around for well over 100 years, and they we had I think 10 conversations with publishers, because we had no idea how to go about this, and so we were talking, and everyone wanted to pretty much, steal from us, and control everything, and I'm like, no, and I know John didn't like that at all. They wanted 85%, if not more, of everything, and I'm just like, so we're getting what, 10% or less with sales? I don't think so. With Friesen Press, they primarily make their money off of printing, so they want to get as many books out there as possible. So they will put us out in all the bookstores all across the world. And talking with them, they're going to get us into the Japanese market, because they have printers and distributors there, and in Australia and in Europe, South America, Africa, all over. So.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I think that's one thing that us in the indies really could do, and I've been saying I want to do it forever. I just haven't had the time. I actually have a Japanese translation of Fiendish, but that would be a digital release, because I'm not using any publisher, and that's exactly what you said, Jay. I don't trust any publisher, because all the publishers I've come across, they want my stuff. They don't actually want to help. They just want to take my stuff and make money and rip me off, and it's just, once you've just seen so much fuckery, I'm glad that you found someone that you feel like you can trust, though, because I think that one avenue for us to really grow is by going international, because I think what we're doing has international appeal, and that's good for everybody. That's good for American comics in general. I think it's one of those things where maybe with crowdfunding, what we're doing here, there's a limit to the North American audience. It's predominantly our audience is North American or Anglophone. But if we can reach beyond that, it might be this thing where, if we find a larger international market, and then it might come back, and there are more comic readers in America would pay attention, because they'll see that there's, people in Europe like it, or people in Japan like it, and then they hear of it kind of circularly through the international, acknowledgement. That's ideally, in my head, that's what I would like to see. I think we really have potential there, but it's hard. It's hard to find someone to help us do that.
There is a guy in CG, Rusty. I believe he has. I actually did my Japanese translation through him, but he has what is it, Waga Comics? It's spelled WAGA, then COMIX, and he's super awesome and pretty straightforward. So. Give him a look on Twitter, because he did a phenomenal job with our translation. And he gets it on Amazon in Japan. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely Waga Comics.
I want to get my book into the European market. I would definitely love to see my book in Spain, Spanish. I'm so heavy into those comics. I would love my book to go over there as well,
Yeah, you got to know your market, right? Especially when like we have dragons, we have that kind of fantasy, we're a heavy fantasy book. And this is a lengthy series, right? So, and a huge open world concept. Like like in the next further, as you get further along, you get to learn about the West Coast, like the 13 tribes, and then you're learning about Cloud Peak, which is more of a civilized city, and it has more politics and everything like that, and all the drama that goes on there. But I mean, and then everything in between, with all the monsters in between there. But I mean, you got to know your market. And when we started this project, we were like, hey, how do we want to approach this? And like going through the publishers and everything. And when we came across Friesen Press, we control 100% of the IP. Everything's ours. They just wanted to make the money off the printing. And we were like, okay, awesome. And so when we started going through this and learning more about this community here, about CG and everything like that, I'm like, okay, well, maybe we'll do a campaign to, you know, help with the cost, because it's expensive to make a book, as we all know. And get this book out to some people so they can, you know, word of mouth. And it's been awesome. It's been an incredible experience. You know, we're learning from it, learning from our mistakes, and looking forward to getting this book out there. And we know where I have a strong feeling once our book is like once the floppy's done, people are going to like the book. They're going to want the book. That's my opinion. So as a first time, you know, artist and writer.
Yeah, I think there are some backers too, like myself being new in CG. I think people want to make sure that you're going to fulfill. I think before they really start.
Yeah.
There's some that are just waiting to see you fulfilled, and they're going to start hopping in on backing your book.
That's true. Once you get this book out, hopefully you get funded, and once people see that you can actually ship their books, and I'm sure they will like it, and then your books will keep. I mean, that's what's nice about crowdfunding and what we're doing in CG and the indies in general. You know, in the mainstream market, the market and the expectation is number ones will do the best, and then it just keeps going down. But here, if you're doing well, then it keeps going up. I mean, that's how it should be logically. It seems to make sense, but you know, that's not how the mainstream works. It's completely broken. Granda is another one of our international friends. I actually met him when I went to Colombia. He's an amazing artist in Colombia, and I know he wants to bring his comics to the US market. I think it would do really well. On his art is so good. It's so charming. And I mean, Granda, whenever you're ready for a US release or English release, I'm here to help you, and you know that. All right, everybody go follow Granda.
If we can just get the American audience we need to introduce them to something other than just superheroes. You know, like I think they're starting to branch out, where we're starting to see more of the anti-hero, like Hellboy, more like Ghost Rider, Spawn. And it kind of favors into a little bit of supernatural, but there's more genre out there, way more. And I think, CG is doing a great job of bringing this, wide variety in. But I hope it gets people to willing to try it, and expand.
Absolutely, yeah. Diversity of genre, which is what really matters, and what will really help here. Let's take a look at the funding on this. So 30 backers, 25 days left. Are you in your first 30 right now?
We're in their last 30 right now.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Well, it is a flexible goal, but it was still, you guys, if we could come on, let's get. It's not that much. We can do this. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's refresh. If you're in chat and you like this discussion, it did go up. Thank you so much. If you like how this book looks, if you like this discussion we've been having, and Jay's obvious passion and his ambition for this series, and back it right now. When will this book be fulfilling?
We have it for the spring, but it'll be done by the end of, I'll have all the pages done by the end of summer, and we'll have it probably sent out by the late fall. We just wanted to have that buffer. Although I'm just coming out the tail end of a pneumonia right now, so that's why I've been putting the mute on, because I've been coughing here. So I just been sick as a dog the last couple of weeks. But I'll be getting all these pages done, paneled. What I can say is this book it's going to shock a lot of people. It's if you like that Berserk and you like the Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings kind of stuff, this is this is going to be the book for you. John's written an incredible story. There's gonna be a lot of graphic violence, a lot of cliffhangers, a lot of like crazy action scenes in here. So I'm really looking forward to getting this out there. Yeah, that's a wraparound cover. And then if you scroll down, if you don't mind, scroll down a little bit. I added a couple weeks ago. I just finished the one with the dragon there. Not that one. That one right there. That's a double page splash right there. So you're gonna have that, and then obviously Eric Weathers is doing our lettering. Aldous is going to be our editor. Matt Barr did our title. Thanks to Matt Barr, he killed it. Matt's awesome. I love Matt.
Oh, he's so good at title design. It's like, okay, we have here our CG art horrors. There's Eric Weathers, our lettering horror. Courtney Barr's our drawing horror. Matt Barr's our title horror. In the best way possible.
Trailers by one.
I did the trailer, so sorry, I didn't know Jimmy at the time. So
right. Well, now that you know Jimmy's our trailer hoe, then you. That's so terrible. Everybody's gonna unfriend me now. I mean it with endearment. I love you guys. Okay. Yeah, this looks.
And that's my pimp, by the way. If you want to hire me for a trailer, you gotta talk to my pimp.
Yes, come to me. Give me a cut.
And of course, Corey did our Virgin cover with the August King, which he knocked it out of the park. He's an incredible artist. So, yeah. But
yeah, that is an incredible piece. And the character, I mean, just the way he draws, your character there, it's well done. I like it. I like his style.
Yeah.
Corey is everywhere. Trailer hoe. Yeah, that all sounded terrible, but that was the worst.
You'll get a great trailer. If you're not satisfied, she'll beat me. She'll smack me.
Guys. Oh my god!
Does she have the cane and everything? Wow.
Thank you, Michael, for the nice compliment. I appreciate that, man. We're like our channel. We're trying to grow our channel. Like I said, it's only been up for about 6 months. Had a lot of great interviews. We've got a lot more coming going forward on our channel. We're almost at 500 subscribers. I did say that if we got to 500 subscribers by last Sunday, that I would like give out 3 art pieces. But I'll keep it up. Like if we get to 500, I'll do a raffle for some art pieces. And actually, I think I got them right here. So.
Gage the Wolf said, getting started on my book. I was concerned about it because mine is fantasy. Fantasy. There's a whole contingency of the Iron Age and Comicsgate that is fantasy, and there's a bunch of other genres as well. But fantasy, there's a market out there, so don't you worry. Put your stuff out there. So
I did these pieces a couple of years ago, like this, just horsing around. So I don't know if you can see that. That's Omega Red.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
And then I have a Green Goblin piece that I did.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that one.
And then I have a Doctor Strange that I quickly whipped up too. So those will be raffled off once we get to 500 subscribers on our channel. So just having fun out there, drawing.
All right. Yeah.
Nice.
That looks right. What was your what's your YouTube channel?
Desolate Soul Studios.
Desolate Soul. So same as your ad right here, right?
Yeah, like we've had a lot of great guests on. I it's been a lot of fun. Like I didn't think we would, get to where we are. Like, and we've met a lot of incredible people, like Joe and Sean and Kayla. Really, really close with them. The Barton brothers, close with them. Aldous and Jeremy and all them. Snuggie, all those guys have been great. Matt Barr, and I've been asked on a lot of other channels because of the fun we've had on our channel. Like tomorrow night, I have some movie reviewers on tomorrow night, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be review Sanctuary, the one on Netflix, the Japanese sumo show that's on Netflix. We're going to review. We're going to review Indy 5, of course, and a few others. But it's a lot of fun. I've interviewed Shane Davis, Ethan twice, John Malin, Dale Keown, Michael Bancroft. Like there's been a list, and I can't believe we've had the opportunity to interview these people, and we've had a lot of fun with it. And all I can say is everyone's been fantastic. I like to surround myself around good people, and everyone's been really, really good to us, and I can't thank them enough. So, just enjoying everything. So
awesome. Well, you're you're going about it the right way. I mean, you're supposed to build your YouTube channel and build your own marketing and put yourself out there. And that's a big hurdle for a lot of creative types. And I understand, and it's something that I need to work more on. But it seems like I'm glad that it seems to be working out for you. Your channel's growing. And I think we're going to be talking soon, right?
Yes, we are. That's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to that. You're going to put you in the hot seat. I hope you're ready for that.
Oh boy!
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know
Awesome.
why I'm being labeled the Joe Rogan of CG, but I'll take it. I don't know why I'm being labeled that all of a sudden.
You
but,
apparently-
Might as well get the juice, dude.
Like said, interview with Shane was revealing. Okay.
Yeah, just
what happened? Oh no.
Well, Kelsey like came on. I remember this. Kelsey came on, and in the back room we were talking before we did the interview. He's like, "Oh, I'm an open book. You're not gonna get anything out of me. There's nothing that I haven't said or done." So after the interview, he's like, "Damn, bro, you got like a couple things out of me. I can't believe you did that." I'm like,
"Oh, is that the one where Kelsey cried?"
What?
I don't know about that.
Like that.
I'm just getting people interested, so they'll go over. Wait a minute, Kelsey cried. I gotta go over his channel.
Jimmy, you're like, oh, he cried. No, those are the best interviews, though. I don't know. I've gotten drunk and just talked about things I shouldn't talk about on this channel so much. But maybe you'll just make it all worse. I look forward to it.
No. It's not that bad. It's not. I'm not attacking you. It's just like we like to know what drives you to be a creator, and it's tough. Put yourself out there.
Oh, I love talking about that stuff. Yeah, I mean, you get real when you talk about that because everybody has their reasons. But
Rini, when did you start drinking? I wasn't aware.
Huh? What today or in general?
You mean like no? I was just kidding. Yeah, no joke. What was it? The last stream we were on, I think you got drunk, and I made a joke about masturbating, and she's like sobered up right away. She's like, "Okay, I gotta go."
Well, like I mean,
you remember that stream?
No, I don't.
I don't know how to take that.
But that sounds about right. And I don't know why you brought that up, but I don't know what was the point of that conversation on that stream.
Surprisingly, it was on topic though.
Was it though, Jimmy? Like
in my head, it was.
Like this discussion is on topic right now.
I'm so confused.
I mean, at least it wasn't teddy bear dongs.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Well, you could combine the topics. It could be about masturbation and teddy bear dongs.
The question I had is that when the teddy bear poops, is it stuffing or is it actually poop?
No, it's actually poop. Yeah.
I'm so glad we discussed this.
Fans want to know.
I would have been up all night just not knowing how does the teddy bear work. I would have been in agony.
Jimmy's teddy bear nightmares are going to be out of this world tonight.
Yeah, I've been. Last night was something else, but it's fine. It was all for helping Ethan. So, anyways, I look forward to that. I'll be on your channel next Tuesday. So everybody subscribe to J Desolate Soul Studio and be there. I respect.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. You'll have a lot of fun. We've had some people get into some dark, spots, but we also promote mental health. Like we try to make it a safe space and get that story out. I know I talked about my story because we're all human. So I mean,
well, I draw as a form of escapism because my early life sucked, and let's just start right now. I'm just kidding. No, that'll be great.
So you draw for escapism, but drink for pleasure.
It's all for escapism. Victination is I draw to flex on people. Yeah, it eventually became that. All right, enough talk about this.
Oh wow, Alex, they make people cry. Oh wow.
Crippling pain and teddy bear dongs. Let's move on. Jimmy, what is this?
Oh, I was going to show when this was the original drawing that I had done in Dragon Rage, and John Malin said, well, it kind of looks like he's a tiny little dragon. So I challenged myself, said, hey, all right, what can I do to make it better? And can I make it better? So this is what the page looks like right here. And I forgot to zoom in Photoshop. And then so this is what I did to redraw the dragon at a different angle.
Oh,
So-
yeah, that is much better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
That's
that
like
way,
a huge improvement, man. That's
If
awesome.
if I may, since you have been so open to critique,
yeah.
the horn is tangenting with a panel border.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't notice it till right now, and now you look at it through on screen. I went, oh shit. But
yeah, well, you could have the horn break the panel border. I think that would still read fine. Just
that's a good idea. I think I'm gonna do that. I might make him break the panel since I'm doing that. Or what do you think? Since I'm doing that with the king, kind of.
yeah, the reading order is simple enough where you can break the panel border there. It wouldn't be confusing.
Yeah, I think I can get the dragon to do that. And then this is the before. We were kind of looking down at him, and I thought, why not? If this looks like he's small, why not bring the camera below him to the ground? And that might work, So that's what I did. I just brought the camera down.
All done. That's a nice dragon.
Thank you.
All right, back to Jay's.
Oh, I meant at the end. Backstage, you guys can verify. I put a note at the very end after everyone's done.
Okay, all right. No, you did say that. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I'm just kidding. I think.
Sorry, Jay. Sorry.
No, don't apologize. It's all good.
No, it's my fault. But it's also Jimmy's fault.
It's Jimmy's fault. I'm gonna get beat again, guys.
No, Jimmy, we love you. That did look good. That was a huge improvement. Hail, what's up, Christian Zappo? Oh, thanks for joining us. So, Atlas of Cydonia. Let's refresh real quick. See if this has gone up. Did not yet. There's one more backer though since we started, so that's good. If you guys are watching and you like this, you like fantasy, a little bit of a manga style, and this beautiful Corey Barton art, and you like maps and fantasy cartography, that's my thing. That's kind of,
Wow.
I'm a little kind of big on that.
Wow.
Like the old Conan comics.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
Yeah, Rini's a map philia, or what is it? A mapophile? No, but Jimmy,
That was getting really weird.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful how you frame that. Oh, hold on. Okay. Do you have a trailer? You have a trailer, right? Okay. Let me play your trailer, and it's like, I want to show off my Fiendish map. I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna make it about me, but.
well, also, Jay, you were talking about different lands that are going to happen in later issues. Are they on that map? You were saying on the,
Yes.
on the east?
Yeah, they're on the map. Everything's on that map. So that's like a Pangea. So like that like Cydonia is like 5 times the size of Earth, and the Pangea like is just one big solid landmass.
Wow.
So you're when you put it in perspective, it's like massive. That whole island there, like it's just one big huge continent.
Because you said in one particular region there's a lot of heavy in politics. Like we're going.
Yeah, that's you can see Cloud Peak on the top right there. That mountain right there. That's where this first book takes place. And then on the far left I'm pointing. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. The far left, bottom left is like where the 13 tribes is. And then there's a lot of, that's your right there,
military left.
right in there. 13 tribes are in there. So there's a lot that happens in between that. And like our antagonist, you learn about where he comes from. And then, I can't give too much away because John will kill me, but there's a lot that happens in this story. There's just a lot of story there, and it's a lot of violence. So
Violence. Yay.
violence.
That's what we're all about. Cool. So this is huge. This is like the size of all the continents combined. This is like bigger than Asia.
Yeah, this would be bigger than like if you connect all the continents, it'd be twice the size.
Very cool. Is this a world that so you see this is an ongoing series, right?
Yeah.
Is this how long do you plan to continue this for, and how much more of this world do you intend to explore?
I would say there's going to be at least 100 books.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's epic.
Yeah, it's a huge open world, and John has it all laid out. It's all laid out, and it's just fine tuning each book. So it's going to be 64 pages. So like the second book, which we already have kind of in the mix, ready to do when we're ready to do that. It's going to be the first 32 pages are going to be Cloud Peak. The second half is going to be 13 tribes. So you're learning. You're seeing one side of the continent, and then you're jumping all the way to the other side of the continent. And you're seeing both sides of the world and how they slowly start to mesh together with everything.
All right, 100.
Reen's gonna do 101 books, right? Reen?
No, it's not. No,
One up him.
it's not. No, it's not a competition. Fiendish is 9 books, so I'm trying to do less, not more. Trying to. Let me not George R. Martin it. Well, all right. That's what I love to hear. I'd love to see more of this and more. Is this available as an item on the campaign?
Yes, that's a print as well. You can get that as a print. If you get that, if we get the $5,000 US, you get a print. You get that with your book, or depending on what perk you're buying. So
cool. And thank you, Frog G. Thanks for hopping by, good friend. See you around. And I love that. Is it how big is your poster size? Is it like paper poster, or are you having it made in like canvas?
It's going to be a little thicker. That's what she said. It's going to be a little thicker, kind of a, I don't want to say cardboard, but it's going to be a thicker paper. So it's going to be like a nice, good size print. It's going to be, I think we're going to go 11 by 14.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So will this ship rolled up, or will you have to?
No. We'll have it. Oh, maybe no. It's going to be the same. Sorry, it's going to be the same size as the book. So it's going to be your standard. Sorry. We had those prints made when we did Free Comic Book Day.
Wow.
We had them by 11 by 14. We sold a lot of them here in Winnipeg at Galaxy Comics. They were big sellers.
Jay, I like you. She's setting you up, Jay. Her map is thicker, bigger. She wants to flex on you.
I mean, I wasn't going there, but now that you mention it, no, I'm really no. I was going to suggest that because a lot of people who are making who make posters, it's large poster, like paper posters. It's hard to ship, so I'm trying to suggest to people and anybody out there, not just like with maps and stuff. Honestly, I think for posters, make cloth and canvas posters and maps and stuff like that. Because you can fold it and ship it in a Gemini, and when the backers get it, they can just iron it out. You can fold cloth and canvas. So I had really good experience doing that for my world map. So I was going to suggest that to you if you were having the same issue.
I like the cloth idea because this is supposed to be like a parchment cloth map that's drawn out by a character in the book that you learn later on, obviously. So through his travels. So I like that idea, actually. I'll talk to John about that because that's a really, really good idea.
Yeah, I would suggest that. I mean, no matter what size. It might just be cool for aesthetic reasons, and I honestly don't think it costs that much more if you find a good factory.
Show them how your map came out. Give them the example of that.
I will, but let me play your trailer first while I dash across the house screaming and go get my map.
She didn't play. Really, wrong screen. Can you still hear me?
No, shit!
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. Good thing you have wireless headphones.
Yeah. I'm a professional, everybody. I have to switch back to this tab. All right, let's go.
See, I was a useful host, co-host. Badass.
Fuck yeah! That logo
Like
is
it.
so good.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
had a few people saying that it had some Elder Scroll vibe.
Yeah, John would love to hear that.
So if you have not backed Atlas of Cydonia yet, back it now. 25 days left, and let's help them get to it's 7,530. I assume that's converted from Canadian dollars, but
Yeah.
it's just between it's less than 8,000. We can get you guys there. I know, chat. You guys want to back this? You can give this a little love.
64 pages, and yeah, it's going to be an awesome book. It. I keep saying it. Yeah, the artwork. I can talk about my artwork, but I don't like. I'm not one to talk about my artwork like that because I'm, but John's story is incredible. It's there's a lot of intensity, a lot of great action. I think it's something different, and I think people will really enjoy this book. So
Fantastic. Just real quick, I won't take too much of your time, but here's the world map for my campaign.
nice.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's gigantic, and I wanted it to be like this is like about 2 feet wide, so I wanted to be able to fold it. I can like fold it once one way and then twice the other way, and it fits in a Gemini pretty perfectly.
Yeah.
And then and I've done like ironing tests as well, and they just iron right back out. So there you go.
Nice.
I'm
And
going to
you
look
can-
into that.
Yeah, you should. And also, like if you know any factories, then cool. But if you need any recommendations, you can hit me up as well, because I really like this factory that I made these through. And this is like a cloth version. It's more silky. So they gave me 2 options. This is like canvas. You can see. It's like thicker canvas, but this is cloth.
Nice.
So it's shinier. I'm going with
Yeah.
the canvas though. But yeah, I would recommend anybody out there. This is more like those anime posters, like anime wall scrolls. Oh, see, it was folded and I unfolded it. So I haven't actually ironed it, but it'll be fine. It's much better than a paper poster. And this is kind of material that anime wall scrolls are made of. So, anyone out there who wants to do large posters, I highly recommend doing cloth.
Cool. When you send it,
Nice.
when I get my map, I'm just gonna have my maid iron it out for me.
Your maid, as in Anna. Poor Anna.
Yeah, my
And-
Cuban maid.
and,
Have her
Blink-
iron it for me.
Blink twice if you need help. Oh no! Go away now. Okay, sorry. No, there you go. That's all. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else we didn't cover? Let's go through the tiers real quick.
That's not a map. This is a map. That's just what's in my head when this scene.
That's not. I wasn't trying to make a comparison. I was trying to help him.
No, I know you're trying to help.
Holy crap! No, I love fantasy maps. You know that. Okay, so you have the wraparound cover.
Yeah, that's done by me. We have the dark black main cover. That's Kadim on the front. That's also done by me. And then we have the Corey Barton Virgin cover with the king there, the August King. And then you can buy all 3 covers. So I think when we do the next campaign, I think we're going to add a lot more perks for the next one. So maybe some original art, maybe some other things.
Well, you also don't want to overdo it because it's tempting once if you to throw everything in there. Like everything backers ask for, you throw it in there. I mean, that's great, but you have to kind of balance what backers ask for because the main thing is the book. Like, put the book out, make it good. And it's nice to have peripheral items and posters, but it's you kind of have to balance it because if you don't, you could really screw yourself over on shipping and on fulfillment if you don't plan for like what's easy to fulfill with the book and what can be produced in a reasonable time frame. Not critiquing your skills or anything. I'm sure you can manage it. It's just my experience was that don't like bloat your campaign too much and have some self-control.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like that's why I kept it simple originally here, because this is our first campaign and we want to fulfill it. So we don't want to go nuts and have everything in there, and then we're kind of caught in all this excitement and like leave things out or make mistakes here and there. And I don't want to do that. So I want to like fulfill it, get the book into people's hands, and I think they'll really enjoy it. So yeah. I appreciate that. So.
I like this though. It's simple. Maybe some original art on here and like a poster. That would be nice. That's what I think that would be cool. Someone said you should put this logo on the map. That's a great idea.
It is. It's going to be on there. It will be on there. Yeah.
Great. That's a fantastic idea because that would look amazing.
What are those things that go on the map? Is like a key down at the bottom? You put like a little key, right? Is there one north, east, south, and you have a compass and all that stuff?
It's right there. It's on the left side.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy. There aren't. Yeah, there's the directional. That's the compass, but the key would be like towns and settlements. But you're not marking too many settlements here.
There's going to be other maps in other books, so there's going to be a lot more maps coming out. So we didn't want to throw like 8 maps into this one book. We just wanted to, like in the beginning of the book, you kind of zoom in to Cydonia. Like the first 3 panels, you're seeing like a star, then you're seeing a small little planet, and then you're zooming into Cydonia, and then the next page is the map. So you're kind of almost like zooming in and falling into Cydonia. And then you start to learn about the history of Cydonia, and then you get into the present day of things happening in Cydonia. So you learn a lot about the gods in this book too. So
nice.
All right. Well, I am looking forward to seeing this. And once again, if you guys like what you see, back this book right now. And thank you so much, Jay. I look forward to talking more next week.
Yeah, I'm excited to do that. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Come watch. The pain is suffering, everybody. All right.
No, it's not going to be that bad.
Tell us
you only cry a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm numb. I'm numb to it.
My mom didn't breastfeed me. Bottle fed me.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay.
You just had to make it even weirder than it already was. All right.
Actually, I'm writing that question down.
I don't know. I don't remember. Oh my god. On that note, well, thank you, my wonderful panelists. This was absolutely a fantastic show. We had like a fantasy lineup again today. Let me run through the campaigns again real quick. Here is a Vigilantes Creed that is currently collecting signups on Indiegogo right now, and by Brent Turner. Everybody go sign up for this. There's A Good Night by Crystal McGee. That is it is an Arthurian tale with a twist. Is that a correct summation?
Yes, that is correct.
All right, and
Yeah.
there's a teddy bear. There's a knight that was turned into a teddy bear. That will be starring in this comic. You don't want to miss that. Back in now.
Yeah, except we're showing Vigilantes Creed on the screen right now.
Oh, sorry. I have to like hit share tab and then switch tabs on
No worries.
StreamYards. I apologize. So here it is. Everybody go back. This is now the correct campaign. And Atlas of Cydonia back this as well. And thank you,
Oh, we
everyone.
got another backer. Thank you.
Yay!
Hey, it's
Awesome.
Red Dress Press. He's
Hey,
really,
Chris.
yeah, he's a
Oh,
good
you
guy.
went up. You went up to 1,400. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, guys.
are great.
So the
Yay.
chat says they're going to go watch Rini's interview on your channel, Jay, because they want to see her make you cry. That's what they say. It's going to be Jay curled up in a fetal position. No.
Well, I do work with John, so I cry every time we're here together. So, like,
Oh gosh. I don't know.
no,
what
it's
make you cry.
we've had a couple of guys cry on our channel, and it's
Wow.
Dude, you need to make a compilation and make that the selling point.
Yeah.
And you could have a cry stream.
Make that your
Because
channel.
then they'll want to
trailer.
come on just so that they don't cry, but then they will end up crying. So you
You-
win in the end,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a good cry. It wasn't a bad cry. It was a good cry though.
Jay, you've got this it's like this calming but probing way of talking. I can totally see you've got this. So lie down on the sofa, relax. Tell me about your traumatic relationships, and
That's how it goes. That's how it
all of
goes.
your-
That's how it goes.
all of your deep, dark psychological shadows, and then that should be your channel trailer. You can, after you gather enough artists crying on your streams, then you can just cut it all together, and then your channel can be the artists spill their guts and talk about their trauma and bawl their eyes out channel.
Well, we had Bancroft on. He was like, oh, there's nothing that you know, and then all of a sudden you realize, like, damn it, I guess there is a dark spot in my life that like I didn't know, like I didn't realize. So
Well, you know what? I will take the opposite approach. There's so much shit, and I haven't revealed it yet, so let's go!
all right, let's do it.
Her
Woo!
secrets are going to give you nightmares. That's what's gonna happen.
No, cushy ass life. All right. So next Tuesday, that'll be fun. I think that's about it. Oh, I should pull up Dragon Rage. I should do that, shouldn't I? That'd be a good idea. I should promote you, Jimmy.
Aw, you're
sometimes.
so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you're only my co-host.
Oh, you're so nice.
Probably. Fucking Twitter. So I'm in private browsing, and Twitter disabled public profiles. So now I can't go to. I have to go to my other browser window, and
Wow.
damn it.
My
What
campaign's
is
so hot. It's breaking down browsers. Look at that.
That's not what I said. I said Twitter doesn't
I know, but I'm
allow.
making my own reality.
All right, if that makes you
This
feel
is a
better.
fantasy stream.
He's got to build the hype,
Yeah.
It is. We're keeping up with the theme of fantasy. Jimmy's own little fantasy.
Jimmy's fantasy. Yeah.
So, speaking of Jimmy's fantasies, how many weird sex innuendos are in this book, Jimmy?
At least 3 on every page, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason to back it if there ever was any. Dragon Rage, the crown of fire, friends.
That's right. And we even show you guys how the dragons nurture and nurse their young. It's fresh milk.
You just had to make it here. God damn it. Okay. What is your book
You're
about?
gonna learn some stuff. Yeah. So thank you
Wait,
so much,
aren't
guys.
dragons reptiles?
Yeah, they're reptiles. They're born live.
Reptiles don't
They give
nurse their
birth live.
young.
No, well, in fantasy, they're born through eggs for some reason, and most
Yeah.
reptiles aren't born that way. And
Yeah, that means they don't
Unless-
nurse their
they're
young.
more of like crocodiles and alligators are born with eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, so 500 backers. I'm super happy. Thank you, CG. You guys got us to 500. That was my personal goal, and you guys got us there. And Dragon Rage is about a group of humans called the Dragari, and they have the rare ability they can capture the rage of a dragon and wield the powers of the dragon as if it's their own. So imagine if you had the power of a dragon. What would you do? You know?
The power of
What's
a
up,
dragon.
Ollie?
What's up, Oli? Hola.
Yeah.
Ollie.
Hey, another Texan.
Hey.
Another Texan. He's right there on the border.
So
He's in
many.
Texas, really? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's in Eagle Pass, so he's
Oh,
he's
nifty.
a little
Can't
further south.
wait for my Wayzine book.
This is the box mailer. If you guys back the everything tier, you're gonna get your perks shipped in that mailer right there.
That is so sleek, dude.
Thanks. Yeah, it actually I've got them already. They're already printed, so I've got them. They're just waiting for you to back it.
Let me full screen that. Let's look
And
at this
they're there. Look
sexy
at that.
box. Not that kind of
That
box. Calm down,
Texan
Ernest.
box, she said.
I said sexy box. How did you hear?
Look at that, David Finch, right there. Dave Finch art. Sorry, there. Dave right there.
Nice.
My art underneath as well. So you got that piece of the entire. These are not all
Nice.
the Dragari, but most of the Dragari. You can see that when they power up, they tap into the rage of the dragon. Their swords become their dragon fire. They take on dragon-like features with scales. They get stronger. They're faster. They're fireproof. So I mean, these guys are badass and sexy too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's
Look at
nice.
that.
Very nice.
Look at that foot.
I know.
Nice
yeah.
box.
Nice box.
box.
Yeah.
Yes.
Underneath is the logo.
That's
Uh,
beautiful.
On the spine, if you want to put the box on a shelf, it's got the Dragon Rage logo on the side. Totally up to you how you guys, what you want to do with it. But it is a mailer, so it will have a label put on it, and it will be shipped out to you. So
Don't put
no.
it in the bag. I swear, please.
if I could get enough backers, because this ate up a big part of the budget. But I have Gemini mailers, Gemini bag and boards, so everything's high quality. And I do want to do the poly mailer, but we'd have to increase the budget. So
I
if
swear
we
to
can,
God, you don't even need to do padded mailers. Just do like a waterproof thing. I'm not, trying to pressure you. I really would like to have the box without the label on it. I don't want to get damaged in shipping because you know how USPS is.
Oh
So-
yeah, these guys are gonna kick my box around, but every backer gets a free. They get a free
You sure you don't?
bookmark.
Is that another fantasy of yours?
I almost spit out my water there.
I like.
I heard something fall very
I
loud.
like getting kicked in the box.
Jesus,
It's my thing.
that's getting
Depending
clipped.
on the size, you might be able to put that right into a flat rate box for the USPS. That way you don't have to label it,
You know what? I think
and there's
you
no
might
weight
be-
restriction.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I might be able to, because this is actually much larger than a comic book. So like a comic book, the reason I did that, I made it bigger than the comic, is that I have 11 by 17 prints, and I'm gonna roll them and put them right there, so you don't get them any creases in them. They're just rolled, and they fit, within that part right there with your comic book.
I think they have like a 12 by 10 by like 4-inch high or 6-inch high one that, you might be able to just put it right inside that.
Yeah,
And then you don't have to worry about labeling it, and you don't have to worry about weight.
yeah,
And then people can have that collector's item. I
Yeah.
think that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna look into that. Thanks for telling me that, because that would be a great way around and stay within the budget that I've set for for Drag Range. So I'm putting everything back in this. I've invested back into boxes. That wasn't part of the campaign. It's just something I'm throwing in for those that have back to Give Me Everything Plus. I just said, hey, this campaign, it's a small campaign. I'm new to CG. I get it. A lot of people are a little hesitant, but I've fulfilled 2 campaigns prior to this.
You're not that new, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm not that new. I mean, Rini backed my book back then, and
I did. I have it. He has fulfilled. This is a remaster edition of Dragon Rage, so you've already fulfilled.
yeah, I'm doing all new art, new story. We kind of tweaked some stuff. And Dave Philpott's my writer. The guy's incredible, man. I mean, this book is meant to be read. This guy is going to blow up. He's a really good writer. You guys saw that. I'm not just hacking out artwork. I'm actually taking the challenge of legitimate critiques. Like I respect Ethan, Rini, John, everybody in CG. I respect them. So if they're saying, hey, they're questioning something in the art, then I go, hey, I need to take the time to review it and look at this. And so that's what I did. I'm pushing myself to get better and better with every page that I do in Dragon Rage.
I mean, it really shows, and honestly, we riff on you a lot, Jimmy, and you take it well, but it's for what a good artist you are. You are so humble, and you're doing really good work on this campaign. So I'm really looking forward to this. Like, this is such a badass looking book. I love fantasy. I love sexy fantasy even more. And I
Yeah.
want this on my shelf.
Wow. Thank
Same
you,
here.
Amy. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you.
That's the one time you'll hear
Thanks,
me say
guys.
something nice about you today, so savor it. Just kidding.
Clip it for me, guys. Clip it. I'm gonna play it every morning when I sit down.
Why am I so mean? I'm so terrible.
No.
Turning into a cry stream already. Oh, no.
No. Oh well, it's it's in good fun. Yeah, Dragon Rage, The Crown of Fire. When is how long will you have this campaign up for now?
I'm actually already 50% through the book and the art. So as soon as the last page of art goes, he says you're rotten.
That's me.
Yeah, I think it's talking about
Me.
you.
You're saying I'm rotten? How am I rotten?
So as soon as I finish that last bit of art and it goes off to the colorist, Ethan said he would help me with the closeout stream. So hopefully, he's not too busy in his campaign and things, but if he can, it'd be great. And we'll go to closeout stream going and close out Dragon Rage and then start production on it and fulfillment. Look at that sexy right there. Look at those knees.
That is so
a
nice.
sexy scene.
Fire
joke,
nips, pretty much.
Yeah, the nip covers look like fireballs. I mean,
Yeah.
no, that's innovative.
Well, I mean, I didn't want her to be too cold, so we put some candles there. I mean, those metal nip covers are cold.
Oh my gosh, that's great. No, that's beautiful.
I'm considerate. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I mean, I try to put in, I go crazy with the detail, and I'm trying to pull back, like Jay was talking about in his work, and so I know what he's talking about. You can see I render a lot, and I'm really trying to slow it down a little bit, just because I don't think you really need to render as much. But I know there are a lot of art fans that like it, but I think technique-wise, I don't think we need to do it as much as I've gone,
Mm-hmm.
And there's another Dave Finch too. There's also a second Dave Finch cover, the Finch Fire cover right below, colored by Andrew Dahlhaus. And so Andrew Dahlhaus is he's been in the industry for years, and he's worked at DC, Marvel. And he's been everywhere, and he's got beautiful colors. Yeah. So we scroll down just a little bit right there. Yeah, look at that. That's fire, man.
Oh my god, that looks so cool.
Yeah, this is my character named Thrago. And Thrago is one of the Dragari. He's able to take on the rage of a dragon, and he can basically, he's like kind of merged with the dragon, but they don't always look like this. They're human, but then when they power up and they consume the rage of the dragon, they call upon it, and they awaken and become this as when they need it. So they don't need armor. Somebody had asked me at one point, why are there no armor? It's like, no, they have the dragon's armor, the dragon scales, so they don't need that much armor on them.
Yeah, that makes sense. They are part dragon after all. I love this cover. And there's this.
And don't be scared of the pink hair, guys. It's nothing woke at all about this. I just thought I'm inspired by anime, so there's gonna be some blue hair, green hair, just like Shane Davis has blue and pink hairs in his comic book.
Yeah, crazy SJWs ruin cool hair colors.
No, man. And then they started shaving their head on their side and doing pink. I'm like, man.
They used to be actually cool until they decided to.
Yeah. So I'm like, they're not taking that away from me. I was like, you know what? I like this. It's punk rock. It's from the 80s when I grew up in the 90s. And I'm not going to change this because SJWs have gone crazy and started cutting their hairs like this.
Stand your
Reclaim
ground.
it, dude. Reclaim it.
That's right. Here's some interiors. Love this. Well, fantastic. Thank you for co-hosting, Jimmy, and for coming on and putting up with my shit, and for always being here for our streams. I know you're a busy man as well, but I really do appreciate you coming on here
Thank
today.
you.
And please, seriously, everyone, go back this campaign. This deserves to be so much higher.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it definitely does, and I think it was Brent, I think, or I mentioned earlier. It's like just getting the word out there. That's the thing is I think people just aren't aware of it, and I think if more people became more aware of Dragon Rage, we'd have a lot more backers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all right. I know that I'm happy 500 people believe in me, back me. I'm gonna get the book out there, and when those 500 start, talking about how wonderful and great it is, it's gonna be a lot more backers the next time around.
Mm-hmm.
Can always do a second chance campaign once the word is, spread even further. So.
Oh yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Can always do a second chance. Well, yeah. Back this. I am looking forward to my copy, and I think that's it. I think we have covered everything. Oh, maybe I should promote my stuff, but my campaign is closed, so whatever. Real quick, if you guys don't mind, here's my shit. Check out fiendishcomic.com. Fiendish 2, the campaign just closed. We are in printing right now, like actually printing. We had like 2 weeks of pre-press because there was a lot of nuance. I was like really picky with the printer. I was like, I was tweaking things forever. And because it's like, well, things, how when you see the PDF proof and how when you have the page turns, and then like I put together PDFs, the PDFs as I'm working to make sure everything reads clearly, but sometimes it's like the text doesn't flow. So I was really, really picky with this book. I swear, I hope it shows how absolutely ridiculously obsessive and OCD I was. And I'm really proud of how Fiendish 2 turned out. I'm looking forward to you guys getting it. But now that we're past the pre-press and my saintly printer, bless his heart, has put up with me sending him a million edits, we are officially printing, and the book should be with RJ, who's doing my fulfillment, in about 2 weeks' time. And all the other products are also in production right now. The only thing left is I have one trading card left to color because I wasn't going to do new art for the 4th trading card. So everybody on the campaign is getting 2 free mini prints. You guys are getting, and 2 stickers, and also 4 trading cards, all for free. And some of the stickers are here. I've shown this before, but just to show it one more time. Pew.
Yeah, because I have a short-term memory. I've forgotten already.
Oh, have you?
I haven't seen this.
You haven't?
No, this is awesome. And we get pits, greeny pits. Look at that. Even in the
Well, it's not me, but it's Ragna. The light is like, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
It's a nice vinyl sticker as well, so everybody will get one of these. And
wow.
also...
And it's die cut all the way around.
Yeah, and a logo, a Fiendish logo sticker. This is a whole stack of them, but they'll be... because they come and they ship in these little stacks. And so one of these and one of these. Every backer is getting one of each of those. So because I love giving you guys free stuff. You guys are going to get a lot of free stuff. And also here the mini prints are already done. So the stickers are already in. The mini prints are already in. Here are the mini prints.
Ooh,
this one is by Dan Lawless. Absolutely amazing. Wow. And this is also one of the back covers. Because I like actually commissioning art for the back covers, because I want the covers, especially the ones on the campaigns, to feel like just art everywhere. And this is by Matt Barr and Matt Yackey. Beautiful work by both of them. And this is also a back cover as well. It's so detailed.
Yeah, it tells a story just within the picture.
Well, it was my art direction, so I'll take credit for that. Thank you. But the art. I was
so humble. We're so humble on this panel.
I'm very humble, but I did do that art. The art is amazing. Look at all this detail.
Well, yeah, look at the snow.
Nina, Casimir, and Casimir's cat. That's Nina. We're gonna meet the cat in this book. It's gonna be great.
I wonder what Matt Barr used for reference for his white snow.
I don't know. I wonder.
I think we know the answer to that.
Whatever might you be talking about? I have no idea. All right. Rainy, that paper you're showing is in the way. What? No, I'm showing you the posters. So anyhow, all backers are getting these free mini prints, and I was just so the standees are. Hold on, let me just
But
show everything.
Did you
because
say
why not?
every backer gets that Ragna? Not the Sandy, but the Ragna sticker? Every backer?
Yeah. That was a
Wow.
stretch goal. So every backer, listen, you guys support me. I spend money on you, and I take care of you. All right. So everybody is getting all those things I just showed. Every backer is getting it. But this is not something that every backer gets. This is something that you had to get as an add-on or as in like the Give Me Everything tiers. This light is. So this is a Ragna standee. This is just a mock-up. The final will be in acrylic, but it's on its way from the factory. My factory is in Taiwan, and it's going to be double-sided. This is just like a mock-up.
Did you get a family discount?
Yeah, because we're all related. So that's actually what my factory is. Just my family free slave labor for my family in Taiwan. It's a joke. It's a joke, YouTube. So anyhow, I'm really looking forward to that. I hope you guys like that and a bunch of other stuff. We should be fulfilling it over the next couple of months, and I'm hoping to have a copy of chapter 2. I really should, because I told them I want the books by I want to start fulfilling by the end of July. So I should have the books. I should have a few of the merch products, and I don't want to. So I'm going to be at Tampa Bay Comic-Con at the end of July, the last weekend of this month, and I don't want to sell chapter 2 books because we're not going to be done fulfilling the campaign, and I don't think it's right to sell products at a convention until fulfillment is done. But I will have chapter 1 there. I will have the stickers and some merch, and I might have a copy of chapter 2 for people to read, but I won't be selling it. But after fulfillment for the campaign is done, I might have some overflow on the website right here, which is what you should check out, fiendishcomic.com. I have an about section with all kinds of crazy stuff. I have character profiles, the world map. I have my language. I built a language that for this fantasy project, in case I haven't
And how
mentioned
many
that
friends
yet
do you
today.
have?
None. None whatsoever. That's how I get this done. So back my projects, or I guess not right now, but you can buy something from my shop and assuage my pain and suffering of not having friends. I do have a shop here with a bunch of prints and merch and clothes and a beanie and all kinds of good stuff over here. So if you like what you see, check it out. I do have to put up some new merch. I want to put up some shirts of that Ragna sticker, that art. So I think I'm going to put that on a shirt, and I'll have that on the shop soon. But I have the store, purchase counter here. 50 store orders successfully shipped. Look at that. So
wow. Hey, did you notice that Jay was writing down some notes? You're like, oh, no friends. Okay, he's getting ammo for the interview.
He's getting that fuel, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's Jay. Do you have
let's
do you
dive deeper
secretly
into
have
that.
like a psychology degree? You're like taking notes on people.
Well, I am a crisis counselor now, so yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. I am looking forward to this. Will you have anything special for Tampa? I will, actually. Now that you mention. Should I reveal this yet? I don't know. Chat, should I reveal this?
Is this about the jacket?
No, it's something else.
Ooh.
I will reveal the jacket, though. I have it behind me because I have an auction. I have a lot going on. I have, I'm going to be at the next Red Valkyrie art auction. That is this Saturday at 4 p.m. on Red Valkyrie's channel. So if my awesome mods can please drop a link to Red Valkyrie's channel so everyone can sub and be there at 4 p.m. EST, which is my time slot if you want to bid for some art for me and a lot of other artists as well. That would be a lot of fun. I hope to see you guys there. But yeah, I should be having an art book at Tampa. And you guys remember how I've been saying I've been wanting to do like a waifu art book forever?
Oh, wait, but is this like the previous one with that foil cover? With the foil logo?
No, that's my regrowth art book. That was available with the Chapter 2 Fiendish campaign. I will have that as well, but this art book that will be a Tampa convention exclusive. I'm not going to be running a campaign for it. No, this is the regrowth art book. This is different. No, this one would be really small. It would probably be like 20 pages or something. But I think I'll be putting together a little stable bound art book of all my demon girl art and sexy
Ooh.
demon girl art. And Jake may or may not be helping me with some colors on that. So look out for that reveal really soon. And you can only get it in Tampa. Yay! So be there, be square.
And a sample of your sexy demon girl art. You did some stuff for someone's book recently, wasn't it? Phil's book or something. You did some art in that, like the girl that was laying in the water. It was Ragnar laying back in the water.
CJ Vacation. Oh, that was forever ago. I did that art like half a year ago. But yeah, that was CJ Vacation. I'm glad that it's fun. I don't have it near me. I put it in my other room.
Man, that one kicks butt. It was so great. I still remember it. It's still in my head.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, and I don't retain information that long either.
Aw. Oh, thank you, Dan Wallace. I don't nearly work hard enough. There's always more to do. Oh my gosh, there's always more to do. So, anyways, yes, I'm going to be having some convention exclusive. I have a sexy demon girl art book that will only be at Tampa Bay Comic Con at the end of this month, and I have a bunch of merch on my store, fiendishcomic.com. Check it out. And also sign up for the email list. If you miss the campaigns, fear not. You can sign up right here, and any new announcements for this project will be going out through this email list. And I promise I won't spam you. In fact, I don't use my email list nearly enough. It's because I'm like terrified of spamming people. And one more thing. Speaking of the jacket,
Ooh,
I'm almost done, but let me just show you guys real quick because I'm really proud of it. Give me a second.
Okay. And while she's doing that, Jay, here's some more ammo for you. Rini works 24 hours a day, and tell her you just recently asked her mother, "Do you feel your daughter works hard enough?" And her mother said, "Work harder." That's what her mom said.
What? She wouldn't even speak. My mom doesn't even speak English.
That's why I did the racist accent. What?
I disavow this entire conversation. I don't know where that came from. But
That's
yeah,
why she's always drawing. She hears that voice in her head.
Yeah, probably, or my teacher screaming at me about how I was going to be a failure because I wanted to do art for a living. Ooh. Anyways, so here you go. Here's the jacket. Dun-dun-dun!
The back.
Here's the.
Oh, you finished it.
Nice.
Yes, I finished it. Can you guys see? There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. That's nice.
Ragnar.
Okay, so this is going to.
I'm confused. Should we dial 911?
We are gonna discuss your dancing style.
What?
We are gonna discuss your dancing style.
No, I can't dance.
You dance like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon character.
Don't ask me. I can't dance. Anyway, so this is a custom jacket. The logo is embroidery, and this is a leather jacket that you can get from my store, but it's custom. So shit, my hair. This art, like the Hellion Arts logo, is embroidery, but the tentacles, I painted that. So this is a jacket from my store that I custom painted, and this is leather paint. It's acrylics that are made specifically for leather, so it should last a long time. And same with this. So this is original art, one of a kind. You can't get it anywhere else. So this is something you can wear, and it's a size large. Like you see how big it is on me. I think probably like an average guy would be able to wear this. So
average, you say?
I don't know. It seems
what
like
about those short guys? God, your size.
Well, it'll definitely fit you. It's just like it's big on me, so See.
Rini, please don't ever get friends. We love the amount of art you're producing.
Okay.
Amazing. When did you find time to paint on a jacket? Impressive.
During Kings. and that entire night.
That's good multitasking, though.
Yeah, I multitask
You might
all the
as
time.
well.
Might as well. Yeah. Oh, Tokame wants it. I hope well, you can have your chances at bidding for it this Saturday on Red Valkyrie's channel. So be there, and yeah, I hope that I'll see lots of you guys around, and I hope you guys like the other art that I have there. Alrighty. And I think that's about it. I don't wanna keep you guys for too long. Now I'm awkwardly leaning over my table because I don't have a chair. Thank you guys for being here with me today. This was an awesome show.
Yeah.
Great show. Great roundup. Great roundtable show for our 4th Creators Roundtable, Small Creators Roundtable. Thank you guys so much.
Round table square panels. It's like a pizza.
Okay, I think it's late enough. It's about time to call. It's about time. It's about time. All right, let me go around and everybody let the chat know where to follow all of you guys. Jay, where can everyone find you?
Oh, you can catch me at Desolate Soul Studios on YouTube here. You can catch me Devilish Doyle on Twitter, and yeah, that's about it.
Fantastic. And Crystal.
Hey, so you can find me on Twitter, and it's at Crystal McGee. You can also check out my YouTube channel, which is also my first and last name. I will have a documentary that's kind of going over the behind the scenes of the making of A Good Night. That should be out this weekend. It's almost done. Super excited about that. Check out Mystical Comics on Twitter, as well as the website. And thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming on. This was great. And Brent.
All right. Yeah, thank you for having me on. You can find me on Twitter at BATurner_VC, and also on YouTube under the same name. Feel free to find me on Facebook. I have my normal page on there as well as a like fan page, so you can find me under the same name there. And really excited to show you guys what I have on the 21st of July here. So thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome. You said on Michael Bancroft's channel.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. And Joe Sontags for the tailgate party. So that's a really cool thing he's been doing.
Awesome. Good channels to be on. Oh, I have like about 3 super chats. Real quick, Vic 10 Acres for $4.99. Thank you. Before you close, look at illustration by design. His finished Kamala and Aisha pieces. Be the first to use him. Oh, shout out to John Dillard also. John Dillard is awesome.
Yeah, John's a cool guy. Good artist.
Very good artist. Thank you very much. Agent Cub for $5. Thank you. Rainy, did you stay up all day like you were planning, or did you go to sleep? I took a nap.
She blinked. That's what she's calling a nap.
I took a nap. That's all I need. I don't need sleep. But thank you for the $5. That makes that makes my suffering much easier. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go to sleep like right after this. Barb Rogers with Solar Terror for Canadian 5 sent a super sticker. Thank you, Barb Rogers. We always appreciate your support. All right, I think that's all the super chats. Yes, it is. All right, thank you guys. And Jimmy, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, at Jimmy Reyes Art. It's all unified. I have my own YouTube channel, give art tutorials. I've had different guests on, different people. So you guys are welcome. Right now, I'm not active on my YouTube, but I will revive that channel very soon. As soon as I get a little further in Dragon Rage. Yeah.
All right.
And Twitter, everything. I'm, just at Jimmy Reyes Art.
At Jimmy Reyes Art.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys again next week for another Wednesday promo show, and for the end of July, I think we're going to be shifting things around for the Creators Roundtable, because I think the last weekend of July will be Tampa. The last week, so we might be too busy that week. But I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys posted on Twitter. And that's all. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Take care, everybody.
Later.
Take care. Love you. Bye-bye.